home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
Nice and warm here in the California state capital of Sacramento. We're at Sutter Health Park for Game 2 of this 4-game series between division rivals, the Los Angeles Angels and the Sacramento A's. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Gubi, the Angels played a tight game last night and barely came away with a win.
Yeah, Wayne, they did everything well, especially that top of the order we talk about. But Nolan Schanuel has been crushing the baseball so well this season. And when you look back what he did last night, 3 hits last night, 103+ miles per hour exit velocity, 1 being a home run, is number 3 of the season, and doubles 106 and 104. So you're starting to see that consistency as far as exit velocity. 9 times this season already he's hit a baseball 103+. Last year and the year before that, 4 times he's done that. So all of a sudden you see the bat speed increasing, the exit velocity. They're getting a lot better now, Wayne, as far as crushing the baseball.
Well, Nolan Schanuel starting to tag some extra base hits. It's really been a strong month of May for him, but you see the numbers and hard hit percentage, exit velo, bat speed, all pointing in the right direction.
And you know he sees the baseball so well. He controls the strike zone very well, but it's all about getting that bat speed going and hit the ball even harder.
The Angels trying to make it 5 straight wins overall and back-to-back to start this series here against the A's. We'll have Game 2 of this series with Kyle Hendricks on the mound for the Halos coming up.
Since the dawn of baseball, every player has honed their unique skills. Who from this era will prove worthy of legend? The world watches as the journey unfolds.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive.
A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Angels baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. By Jack in the Box, there's so much free food on the new Jack app, your wallet's going to miss you. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. At Sutter Health Park for the second of this 4-game series. The Angels batting order is brought to you by Theodore Robbins Ford with Zach Neto leading off. Shonowell's been red hot, hitting second. Moncada's third. Taylor Ward, 7 home runs in his last 13 games. Logan O'Hoppy's DHing, so Darno's catching. Adele, Renifo, and Paris. The bottom of the order against a rookie in his 4th major league start. It's Gunnar Hoglund for the A's.
92-95 with his fastball, sinker, 4-seamer. He's got a sweeper, changeup, and a slider.
Almost said Hoglund for Oakland, which would have been nice to say. But here's Zach Neto on the first pitch, lining one to left field. That's 1 out right at Soderstrom.
And my go-to's right on cue. Now, even though that ball was right at him, he brought that 4-seamer down against Hoglund for the Halos to have success today against this young pitcher. Bring that 4-seamer down. Neto did that, but just hit it right on the line and back up the middle versus his changeup. Because that changeup is a very effective pitch for him. So you got to make sure you don't try to pull it. Just go right up the middle.
Gunnar Hoglund is a 2-time first-round pick. He was drafted by the Pirates in 2018. As a first rounder, 36th overall, decided to go to college, went to Ole Miss, and was a first round pick again, 19th overall. He was drafted by Toronto, and he was part of the trade package with a few other players when the A's sent Matt Chapman to the Blue Jays. Remember, they traded Sean Manaea, Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, and Chris Bassett pretty much all at the same time. And those trades turned out to be fairly fruitless. They only have 2 players on the active roster, 3 if you count JT Ginn, who was put on the injured list again today. But Shea Langoliers, who's catching, and Hoglund, who's pitching, are the only players from any of those trades that are on the active roster right now.
That's a pretty good players they gave away, too, when you think about it. By the way, the Neto's ball off the bat there, 107.4.
It was well struck. And this one misses low. Shonowell might have caught a break.
Yeah, that looked like it was a pretty good pitch. Change up just at the lower part of the strike zone.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Nolan Shonowell, who's been smoking here in the month of May, and he taps one to the left side and in the perfect spot down the line. It's a base hit, might be another extra base hit. He almost tripped rounding first, and he has to go back.
I think I was all right that he stumbled a little bit, because I think it might have been troubles. And the defense behind Hoglund today. He's been around the strike zone so far in his young major league career at shortstop. Jacob Wilson has been really, really solid. Already 115 chances there at shortstop position. The hands are there, and the instincts are there. We saw that last night in a nice play over to third base, and he's got a good throwing arm. He's already ready, completed 16 double plays turned.
He's turned the fewest double plays in the American League as Moncada whiffs on a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. They've turned 21 and they've hit into 44. So you're on the wrong side of that equation, as the A's have lost 6 straight, 3 of those games by 1 run. The other 3 were blowouts, but they all count the same. And now the A's 4 games under 500, same as the Angels. Swing and a miss by Moncada as Hoglund goes to that changeup. He's been a lot better against lefties so far as a major leaguer than right-handers.
Yeah, because he has that good changeup. He's throwing a sweeper to lefties, and then he tries to run that fastball upstairs as 4-seamer. He's not afraid to go back-to-back changeups either to a lefty.
No balls, 2 strikes on Moncada, and that's another changeup for the swing and miss. So Hoglund, who gets a lot of swing and misses, but not necessarily a lot of strikeouts, has his first one tonight. So 2 outs, and our Kia player profile focuses on Taylor Ward and his 7 home runs in the month of May.
I mean, he's hit the ball to all fields. His center field, he's hit some home runs. He got his first career hit against Clayton Kershaw, and that was a home run at Dodger Stadium in the left field.
Only Shohei Ohtani has hit more home runs than Ward this month. As Taylor looks at a strike, a chance for Taylor Ward to do something he's never done here tonight, as he has a chance to homer in 4 straight games. He's had an extra base hit in each of his last 5 games, so he's really been cooking lately.
That's pretty good paint there. Run it back there. Usually you think of that as a sinker. That's a 4-seamer he brought back at the outside corner.
Well, in each of these 4 wins for the Angels, they have scored in the first inning. See if they can continue that trend here in the first inning tonight. We'll take a 2-out run with Shonowell at first.
He likes to really go and throw his changeup quite a bit. He's about 22% of his pitches are changeups. Throw that to a right-handed batter also.
Righties, though, have handled him well so far, batting .370. Neto hit the ball hard his first time lined out. Now Taylor Ward getting the count back to even. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Gunnar Hoglund.
So you see that sweeper off the outside corner as he tried to sneak that little 4-seamer, try to bring it back in the outside corner like he did earlier in the sequence against Ward. Taylor's got good power the other way too.
He's hit a couple of his home runs this month that way, 2-2. And he swings through a changeup to end the inning. So it's back-to-back strikeouts for Hoglund, finishing the first.
This tiny home trend, not for me. Now this is more like it. The same goes for my footwear. So I went hands-free with wide fit Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go without bending down or touching my shoes. Wide fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
At MLBshop.com, you can get all the latest officially licensed merchandise for you and your family. But if you really want to level up your game, you can grab something for your dog walker, your Pilates instructor, your swim coach, your neighbor, your accountant, your gardener, your best friend, your bandmate, your boss, your kid's teacher, your mailman. Visit MLBshop.com and stock up on officially licensed on-field merchandise from your favorite teams.
Man, these seats. Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. You should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks. What time is it? Game Time.
There's Kyle Hendricks on the mound for the Angels today. Hendricks trying to get over some of his first and second inning blues. Otherwise, he's pitched pretty well in his last few starts.
Yeah, he really has it before he gets settled in, but hopefully he'll be able to settle in early for him here today against this athletic team. My go-to for him to be able to do so today is that soft contact throughout, especially early going on that changeup being down, and use that sinker and 4-seamer on the corners. He freezes so many hitters. They're looking off speed, and he gets a sinker and 4-seamer on corners for punch-outs. He's got 14 strikeouts with his fastball combination this season.
First pitch is in there, a strike to Lawrence Butler. Sometimes you'll see sinker ballers struggle early in games, but why do you think Hendricks has struggled early on?
I think because all his pitches are field pitches. It feels like when you go from the bullpen on the game mound, the feel for his pitches early on are just not quite there for him. And also works with umpires if he's going to get those edges called.
1 ball, 1 strike on Lawrence Butler, leading things off. Well, the edges are just not being called as much this year. Here's a ground ball hit sharply, but Shotwell stabs it with a backhand and takes it to the first base bag for the out, 1 away, as Hendricks gets a ground ball out. You see the ERA in the first couple of innings pretty high, and then he settles in from the 3rd inning on.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's just got to be able to make some good quality pitches early, especially against this athletic team that can swing the bats well.
Last start for Hendricks, he allowed a 3-run homer in the first to Xander Bogaerts. Then he didn't give up any runs after that.
During this 3-game stretch in which he's thrown well, he's averaged over 6 innings to start.
Jacob Wilson at the plate here, and we mentioned Hendricks not getting the outside corners or the inside corners really. It's not just the high strikes that have been lessened this year, it's the edges too.
And for a guy that relies so much on that, it makes it more difficult to get guys out in the middle parts of the plate when you're not throwing hard.
2 balls, no strikes on Wilson, who has been impressive as a rookie this year. Wilson has 62 hits, leading all rookies. Only Aaron Judge has more in the American League. His .343 average is 3rd best in all of baseball.
Every time you look on the field, the way everyone's situated, it's just refreshing to see a guy that can hit the ball all fields.
He's a spunky looking hitter up there, Wilson, who is from Los Angeles, went to Thousand Oaks High School, and you see the guys behind him who can all handle the bat pretty well. Rooker, Langoliers, and Andujar's back in there tonight after having some body soreness yesterday that kept him out of the lineup. We saw Urshela playing 3rd last night, but it's Miguel Andujar back in there today. 2 balls and a strike on Wilson. His dad was an all-star shortstop, Jack Wilson. I'd say Jacob is probably the better hitter and Jack was probably the better defender.
Yeah, Jack was an outstanding defender as a shortstop. I mean, you talk about a guy that made all the plays, the routine plays, but the spectacular plays also.
Pops this one up, shallow right center. Rengifo goes out and he's under it too. Dropped the ball, but then he juggled and caught it. So Rengifo does get the out despite the juggle and the bobble. Well, he was able to secure it eventually before it hit the ground.
Yeah, he was back there plenty of time. Just took his eye off the baseball at the last second, but was able to corral it. Fortunately enough, his hands were quick enough to catch that on the bobble. And you see that, whoo. Yeah, I'm sure Kyle Hendricks was saying the same thing.
This is extreme fortune right there as Soderstrom bats now and bounces one. Rengifo goes to get it, sets his feet and throws him out.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
Independent tester Golf Ball Addict tested 100 of the best golf balls available and ranked PXG's 2 tour balls at #1 and #2, each scoring a 10 of 10 in performance, a 10 of 10 in durability, and a 10 of 10 in value. So what are you waiting for? Visit PXG.com or a PXG location near you to pick up your PXG Extreme Tour or Extreme Tour X golf balls for only $34.99 a dozen. PXG, you've never played like this before.
Second inning here in West Sacramento as we are at Sutter Health Park, the AAA home of the Sacramento River Cats, who are not the A's AAA affiliate. They're in Las Vegas. The A's didn't want to make the move to Vegas to work at the AAA stadium there. They were given the option to stay here in Sacramento for the next few years. And the TV market, they're still able to kind of be on in the Bay Area, so that helped out. And here we are in Sacramento, at least for the next 3 seasons. The A's will play all their home games here. As O'Hoppe sends one out to the gap in right center, Butler's chasing after it and makes the catch. Be interesting to see what happens if the A's ever make the postseason while they are playing their home games here. If Major League Baseball would try to get them into Oracle Park for those playoff games or what, but I'm not sure if they could do that here. What if they made a run?
Yeah, I know. And this team, the way they can swing the bat, certainly are going to be in that conversation and thought process. That's for sure. I'll tell you, it's not an easy play in right field. Butler made a nice play, especially that sun is right in his eye. And that was a line shot by O'Hoppe, about 104 off the bat. So 2 outs lead off the inning have both been crushed against Hoglund so far.
A strike off the outside corner there to d'Arnaud with his first home run as an Angel the other day. Came at a pretty good time as the Angels were locked in a tie game late with the Dodgers on Sunday afternoon, and d'Arnaud ripped one into the seats in left field to give the Angels a 5-4 lead, and they would hang on to take that series in a sweep at Dodger Stadium. The Angels showed a lot of fortitude to be able to shake off Will Smith's game-tying homer Sunday and still win that game.
Yeah, they were back and forth, and the Halos did a nice job of responding right back every time the Dodgers scored.
1 ball, 2 strikes on d'Arnaud with Joe Adell next. As the Angels and A's play in the second of this 4-game series, second of 13 matchups for these 2 teams this year. D'Arnaud whiffs on a sweeper for strike 3. So Hoglund has 3 strikeouts already. 2 up, 2 down. The A's in a 6-game losing streak. They've been outscored 45-11. They've allowed 15 home runs. You know, they've issued the most walks of any pitching staff in the major leagues, yet so far in this series, no walks and 16 strikeouts.
Yeah, lots of strikeouts, but this should be a matchup good for Joe Adell because a lot of breaking balls and all speed from Hoglund against them.
One thing the Angel hitters did really well against the Dodgers was take their walks. And so far they haven't yet against a staff that walks more than anybody else. Joe Adell's playing right field tonight. It's day off for Matthew Lugo, who was knotted up yesterday in a 4-strikeout game. He's trying to stay away from Wash's ugly mask.
Yes. Yes.
I guess that's Wash's version of the golden sombrero.
Yeah, that's not a good a phrase for you.
Ground ball right back to the mound. It's going to be a quick inning here for Hoglund. 1, 2, 3.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Sattva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service. Which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Sattva to friends and family. Sattva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
Welcome back to West Sacramento and Sutter Health Park. We got an update from Mike Trout before today's game, who's been out since May 1st with that bone bruise in his left knee. And if you ask him, right around the corner, but still no timetable. The good news for Mike is that he was jogging on the field yesterday at about 50-60%, came out feeling real good after that. Running the bases, though, that's the next big hurdle for him, that and building up speed from the outfield. But he said he's feeling good, hitting in the cage every day. That's been feeling unbelievable, so not worried about that part at all. No plans for a rehab assignment either. Jogging yesterday, though, wanted to go full out because he felt really good. And if you ask Mike, he's ready to go. But Wash said the team wants to make sure they check every box with him. But the eagerness to get back on the field is mounting, guys, any day now.
Yeah, that's a positive sign, too. And you can just tell Trout, he's seeing the way that, especially the way this team has been playing of late, how important he would be to add to that offense. Is starting to swing the bat like it was the first 14 games of the year.
Good pitch there by Hendricks on a changeup. It has that slider-like movement to it away from the right-handed hitter. And Rooker swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Trout hasn't played a game yet in the month of May. And the Angels are hoping that they can make sure when he is out there that he stays out there. That's really the main point with Trout and why they don't want him to come back until every box is checked, because he needs to stay on the field once he is returned.
Exactly. You know, running the bases, cutting the corners on the bases will be that next step for Trout.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Rooker, who's the designated hitter. Big curveball froze him for strike 3.
I really like that pitch, Wayne, that Travis d'Arnaud has really forced Kyle Hendricks to throw more of. I think a little different look there from that cut changeup to that big 72-mile-an-hour curveball that spins up there and freezes the hitter. Not looking for that one. Drops it in there for a strike.
I mean, that was at Rooker's eyes for a moment, and it dropped into the center of the plate. at the top of the zone. What a pitch by Hendricks for his first strikeout tonight. Here's Langoliers, the catcher, as he takes ball one on the same curveball. That one ran away.
Would that be all along the watchtower then? Upper part of the strike zone?
You're the one in charge of this, not me. 1 ball, no strikes on Langoliers. There's a fastball in there. Oh, Erica had a request for you for some Johnny Cash while we were here. Do you take requests?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
I would love to be a DJ at one point.
You're a Gooby of the people.
Yeah. Oh, well, no question.
2 balls and a strike. Langoliers drafted by Atlanta. Mentioned him earlier as the one guy that's really stood out in all those trades they made. As the A's, that ball hit one of the wires behind home plate and fell down to the field of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, but Langoliers has been one guy the A's can rely on their active roster for all those trades they made for those good players. Olsen, Minaya, Bassett, Chapman, and they have not gotten a lot of return despite acquiring a lot of prospects.
And he's been pretty good as far as extra base hits. He's solid behind the plate, good throwing arm.
It certainly hit. He has 8 home runs this year. And he hits this one the other way for the A's first base hit of the game.
Here's our Hyundai key for the game today, going cake today. Famous Sacramento man. The distance, and you were looking for some length out of the game for Kyle Hendricks and some home run distance for some halo hitters here today. Cake, the distance.
Well, cake is not cash.
No, but it still starts with the letter C, so we're good.
Oh, well, all right. Here's Miguel Andujar. And Duhar's playing third base now. We saw him in left field a lot last year. The good news is he's not much of a defender at either position, so it doesn't really matter which one you put him at. He's in there because he can hit.
Yeah, he can hit.
And Duhar so far this year has hit over 300. He's been a nice addition offensively for this A's ball club over the last couple seasons. He's kind of revived his career last year, and he's carried it over to this year offensively. This one to shallow left center field. Paris started back, now comes in. Ward comes in as well and makes the catch for the second out.
You can still see Paris is in that sunshine out in center field, and sometimes you hear that sound off the bat. I think it's going to be hit a little bit harder, but there's so much of that soft contact and out in front swings against Kyle Hendricks.
Hendricks has been able to carry that throughout his entire career. This is the second time he has pitched in this ballpark. The first time was 11 years ago when he was with the Iowa Cubs in their AAA affiliate. Pitched 7 innings and allowed 2 runs in that game. And a broken bat base hit for Kurtz the other way. Langoliers makes a big turn, hits for third base. Ward gets it into second, and the A's have him on the corners with 2 outs.
Look at tunneling action. Take a look at our StatCast today, powered by Google Cloud. How effective Kyle Hendricks can be tunneling those pitches between his changeups, sinker, four-seamer, and curveball, same arm angle. That's why you see odd swings. That's why you see soft contact for the most part against Kyle, because everything's at that same arm slot. Yet the change in speeds and guessing wrong, looking off speed, get a fastball, look fastball, get off speed. Let's just try to get through this second inning. We've talked about that first and second inning for Kyle Hendricks. To get through this one, got to feel real good about your chances here today if you're the Halos.
It's Luis Urias batting first and third. A swing and a miss here. Hendricks in a soft contact world. Opponents have just 85-mile-an-hour average exit velo against him, among the lowest in all of baseball. They don't call him the professor for nothing, and I think when you look at his numbers as the game goes along and see how much better they get, I'm sure a lot of it has to do with how much he's reading the swings of the hitters early on in the game. Liner here up the middle, and Rengifo couldn't reach it. It's a base hit. On a diving try, Rengifo got close, but Urias smacks it through, and the A's are up 1-0.
This one has got too much of the play. We often talk about for Kyle Hendricks, you don't want to have that fastball middle part of the plate. And you notice that on that pitch there, Rengifo started shifting back. a step or two, and then that ball was right back up the middle.
It's 100 miles an hour off the bat as J.J. Bleday looks at a strike. Bleday is the number 9 batter as Sacramento gets on the board here with 3 singles in the second inning. 1 to right, 1 to left, and 1 straight up the gut. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bleday. Bleday has 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, has some power despite being at the bottom of the order, and Hendricks falls behind him. 2 balls, 1 strike. Former first-round pick. He was 4th overall in the draft when the Marlins selected him. He has severe reverse splits this year. He takes ball 3. He's only at 168 against right-handed pitching and 393 against lefties.
And every hitter, when you get to these counts, become a much more dangerous hitter. Guy with some power too, with 15 extra base hits.
Three balls, 1 strike on Bleday. Good pitch there, had him out in front. 3-2 now, so the runners will get a head start.
That's what makes Kyle Hendricks so effective. You think, okay, even though there's never a fastball count anymore in baseball, but that changeup there, 3-1, perfect. Might even be able to get a chase now off the edge.
Hendricks is one of the reasons why there aren't 3-1, 3-0 fastballs anymore. Here's Bleday popping it up. It was another changeup, and it's Zach Neto taking control there to make the catch.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Join us at Angels Stadium Friday, May 23rd. That's this Friday. The Angels will host Miami, and the first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive an Angels vest, courtesy of Nitto Tire. Visit angels.com/promotions for details. It'll be nice to be in a ballpark where 25,000 fans or more can show up to the ball game as Luis Renifo crushes one out toward the left field corner. Long run, Sutter, and he runs it down for the out.
It's 3 innings in a row, starting off with well-hit baseballs. Made a nice play in the outfield for Hoglund so far. You were thinking extra base hit 3 times in a row to start off an inning, and each outfielder has made a nice play on it.
Soderstrom is converted from being a catcher to a first baseman, now to a left fielder, and made a good play there.
Especially off the left-handed bat, it's going to go away from him.
So 1 out, and the batter will be Paris. Paris from Oakley, California, which about halfway in between Oakland and Sacramento. So has some family here this week. And, you know, kind of a different perspective on the whole situation with why the A's are even here to begin with. Says it's sad that the A's are not where they should be in Oakland. And that's really who you feel for the most, the fans. The people who made all these connections over the last 6 decades to Oakland A's baseball, just to have it taken away. And with it, all the legacy and the traditions and the great players that wore that A's uniform in Oakland. You see the number 24 directly behind home plate for the late great Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson.
We got to talk about him quite a bit with Erica on the pregame show. Just how phenomenal of a player he was.
And really one of the all-time greats. There's a walk for Paris, and the first walk of this series for the Angels. Good base runner on in Paris. Henderson was with the A's on and off, and he's from the Oakland area. He was born in Chicago, but he grew up around Oakland and has the major league record for runs scored, stolen bases, and leadoff home runs. Truly be a top 10, top 15 position player of all time.
I agree. I mean, 873 career extra base hits.
There goes Paris. Throw to second base, and he is safe. A stolen base.
Love it. Why not? Why would he not steal base when we're just talking about Rickey Henderson?
That's the greatest tribute to Rickey that Kyron Paris could have had.
He had a great jump.
So Paris, who leads the team in steals, adds another. And for more on Paris and one of his idols, Rickey Henderson, here's Erica.
Yeah, he really inspired his game. He got a chance to meet Rickey when he was 12 years old in Oakland. They did a clinic with the pros, so he got a chance to hear from him about how he plays the game. He said he was so passionate about base stealing, though. It was all about being explosive, have confidence, and slide in violent. That's how he described it to Kyron Paris.
You know what? I like that thought process, because we see so much now with infielders just applying the tag and keeping that tag on the runners. They maybe even go off the base, but when you go in there with some violence in there, they're not going to keep that tag on you the whole way through.
It's 3-0 now on Neto. We know Rickey would steal third here too.
Yes, he said that was the easiest base to steal. And if you listen to Ron Washington, he was talking to Erica Weston before the game. He said, well, then he steals third, then he basically just walks home for a run.
Yeah, it was a Rickey run a lot of times in Oakland. 3 balls and no strikes on Neto. And there's a strike, 3-1.
Thought he might be green light on that one, but it all depends on how comfortable a hitter is on a 3-0 count to swing.
Neto and Paris have combined for 13 of the Angels' 20 stolen bases as a team. They haven't run a lot. As Neto takes a 3-1 fastball right down the middle.
That's surprising. 2 fastballs in the middle. You see, I guess he's looking for a breaking ball of some sort. Hit a rocket on a fastball the first at bat. Sutter made a nice play on it. It was right at him.
Angels and Tigers are tied for the fewest steals in the major leagues at 20. Paris with a steal here, getting himself in scoring position. The Angels trying to get on the board here against Gunnar Hoglund. And Neto strikes out on a 3-2 changeup. So those 2 fastballs Neto let go by, put him in a more defensive position, and he strikes out. Rickey Henderson with the A's early in his career, came back later on, and that's when he was really in his prime, winning the MVP in 1990 and helping the A's win it all in 1989.
He's so disruptive too. If you're a pitcher when he's on base, you were going to throw more fastballs, you're going to throw slide steps. Made it more difficult for the guys after him. So many hitters behind him got so many more fastballs than they normally would if Rickey wasn't on base. By the way, Rickey Henderson stole third base 322 times. That's not bad.
It's more than a lot of guys stole second. 2 balls, no strikes on Shonowell. Rickey's 24 behind home plate there, as you see Rickey's dashing around the bases. On his way to the all-time record, over 1,400 steals.
He's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's what he said right there. Shonowell looks at a strike. The other A's retired numbers are kind of tucked away here at Sutter Health Park. They have some banners along the left field side. They have Rickey's 24 more prominently as he passed away in the offseason. I wish the numbers, all the numbers, were more available to be seen. And Shonowell lifts a fly ball to left center field. Sends Blade back several steps. And he makes the catch just before the warning track. So Kyron Paris with a tribute to Ricky steals second base, but the A's are still up 1-0.
I want to talk about the Angels. They're my big surprise team of 2025.
The Angels make sure the halo will shine brightly tonight.
The energy level and the swag and the confidence.
It is Trella here.
Game's on notice.
Magneto magnificent.
High octane. It is fuel. It is hot. It's coming at you in a big way.
It was 105.5 miles an hour.
No way.
The Halos are unstoppable right now.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
No way! What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
Kyle Hendricks with the ball in his hand here in the bottom of the third inning as the A's have the top of their order up. Our Blue Moon bright spot has been Hendricks, able to throw a lot of his pitches this year in that shadow zone.
Yeah, it's so important to be able to get some of those called, though, for a strike.
There's
one
right
that
on
wasn't
cue.
called.
Exactly in that shadow zone, and exactly what we're talking about with those pitches less likely to be called strikes this year. Andy Fletcher is the home plate umpire today. Now Butler hammers one up the gap in right center field. It's Joe Adell cutting it off. It's Butler trying for second base, and the throw is too short coming in as Butler ends up at second. It's a leadoff double to start this third inning.
Talked about those numbers for Butler against the Halos in his career. Another well-hit baseball. Hit the ball hard to first at bat, too. That was nearly 110.
Butler had a double yesterday and has one today, only hitting 177 so far in May. But he's got great speed and he's at second base with nobody out. Jacob Wilson popped out his first time. Takes a strike from Hendricks after showing bunt. Second time through the order, opponents only have a .658 OPS against Hendricks compared to .813 the first time. Even better the third time around. This is usually where Hendricks starts to settle in. Pickoff attempt at second keeps Butler close.
7 stolen bases, only been caught once. .46 career pickoffs for Kyle Hendricks.
And Wilson gets hit on the hand. So the A's have another base runner in this inning to start things off. First and second, nobody out.
Sinker would try to run in there to make him hit the ball to that left side of the infield. That's why you try to do that, especially with a man on second, to get that out without him advancing. Gets him right on the wrist.
Not a lot of coverage up there for Wilson. Just has the batting glove and that's it. Shaking out that left hand after being hit by that pitch. So now some trouble, 2 on, nobody out. As the A's have the middle of their order up. Here's Soderstrom as he takes strike 1 at the knees from Hendricks. Soderstrom grounded out his first time. Hendricks doesn't get a lot of ground balls. You see him like Tyler Anderson in that sense, getting a lot of soft pop-ups in the shallow part of the outfield and on the infield. Paris, by the way, is extremely deep in center.
Very, very deep in center field. Kyle Hendricks had 4 double plays turned behind him.
It's well behind the major league leader in that category, Jose Soriano, who has 13 after getting one yesterday.
And Kohanowitz are going battling back and forth. 12 for Kohanowitz too.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Soderstrom. Rooker follows, and then Langeliers. He scored in the second. Hendricks trying to keep them off the board in the third. Gets ground ball to Moncada. Throw to second for 1. Neto to first. 2. A double play.
Oh, that's his 5th double play turn behind him.
The asking you shall receive.
Yes. Always the conventional 5-6-3 double plays. That's on your bingo card.
That ball tailed away from Soderstrom. Knocked it right to Moncada,
who's been really good defensively this season for the Halos. A difference maker on that left side of the infield, along with Zach Neto.
So 2 outs, and now it's Rooker who struck out his first time. Rooker has a 15-game hitting streak going against the Angels. Just a couple away from the all-time A's record against the Angels, set by Billy North in the 1970s. He had a 17-game hitting streak at one point. Sure, he stole some bases around that.
Oh, I'm sure.
One ball, 1 strike on Rooker.
Forcing out in front of that changeup right down the heart of the plate.
Rooker's story is really a great one of perseverance. First round pick in 2017. Took him several years to establish himself as a big leaguer. Almost went to Japan. And now he's set for life after signing a contract extension that began this year. 5 years, $66 million.
Remember, his name was banded around quite a bit last year at the trade deadline too. Said they keep him around for 5 years.
2 balls and a strike. You see that Las Vegas patch on the left sleeve of Rooker. Well, he's hoping to be a face of the Las Vegas A's whenever they do end up making their way. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kind of like the second Godfather, you know, Michael Corleone was always talking about the move to Vegas.
Yes, he did.
They got out there eventually to Nevada.
He said, Mo Green, I'm taking over.
3 balls, 1 strike on Rooker. Hendricks steps off for a second time during this at bat. Big cut by Rooker. He unloaded on that 3-1 fastball.
And he probably was remembered, as he's seen already in the scheme, where Kyle Hendricks threw a 3-1 changeup. The fastball in his zone. Now he might be able to drop that cut changeup on him. Or he throws him on a curveball the first at bat.
3-2. And Rooker pops it up.
It's a cut changeup.
Paris is over with Adele. Paris calling, makes the catch. What a job by Kyle Hendricks, escaping treble in the third.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone! He did it! He did it!
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets. It's real.
This is landscape changing.
That changes the arc of the Mets.
We want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
He's right. The ball game is over. Put it in the books.
It's going to take everything from everybody. We got to stay together and we got to post up.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party.
Oh my! This guy is next level.
Oh my goodness!
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
This Father's Day, gift Dad the ultimate Angel Stadium experience. Play catch in the outfield, take swings in the Angels batting cages, enjoy behind the scenes stadium tour. You'll also enjoy food and beverage in the Lexus Diamond Club and have a chance to meet Angels alumni. Visit angels.com/dadsday to secure your ticket today.
I know that guy.
He's a famous Angels dad,
yes,
from what I understand.
Yes. Is that Mr. Susan Lucci? Oh, no, it's Mr. Weston. I'm sorry.
That is Rick Weston enjoying the ball game here tonight. Yo on Moncada. 1 ball, 1 strike on Moncada, who struck out his first time. That's Erica Weston's father.
Yes.
Big fan of yours, from what I understand.
Came all the way in there just to be in that promotion today. Gotta appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, we needed a stand-in, so we found a real-life dad. There he is.
There he is again.
Oh. 2 balls, 1 strike on Moncada, followed by Taylor Ward and Ohapi. And it's 3-1 now as Hoglund falls behind.
This should be a good pitch to hit right now. He throws his changeup a lot in this spot, but just try to center it in the middle of the plate.
That was in the center, but it was underneath the zone.
It's another miss by Fletcher behind the plate.
I mean, that's,
and he's waving him back in after he missed his spot.
And Moncada
he's going to start timing
happy.
him in there. If he's not in there, he's going to ring him up. Yeah, he did.
Now they're going to call him out on strikes. That's ridiculous. That is garbage. Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire.
That's ridiculous.
As Moncada called time, Andy Fletcher hurried him into the box, and then as it was past the time on the pitch timer, he calls him up for strike 3. So he takes 1 bad call on the 3-1 pitch and makes 2 strikes out of it by himself.
Yeah, that's a baseball below the strike zone called a strike, and you can't be frustrated if you're a hitter because you made a good at bat there. You're not helping him out.
This was the 3-1 pitch that was below the zone to begin with.
Not even close to being a strike.
And then he goes out of the box. I mean, he gets a timeout. But Andy Fletcher
you can't call timeout.
Did he already use the timeout?
He was hoping he had a chance to do that, by the way.
Taylor Ward looks at a strike. That's ridiculous. That is way too much control over the game in that situation for Andy Fletcher.
Especially when you miss a pitch, the pitch before to make it a walk.
Balls and 1 strike as Ward looks at a strike over the outside corner. Well, at least the fans got their money's worth today to watch Andy Fletcher umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ward. And that's off the outside corner. 2-2.
So he doesn't even use a timeout. He walks away from the play. I guess you had to say, I want my timeout there.
Well, he had one to use. I guess he just didn't use it or wasn't granted it either. I mean, the umpire doesn't have to grant it technically. So,
well, he was when he saw it, he was upset. He did exactly what he wanted to do on that one.
Yeah, that was a failure of the umpire without question. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ward. A bouncer foul into the A's dugout. Gunnar Hoglund in his 4th major league start so far. This has been a good one for him. He won his first outing against the Marlins, 6 innings, 1 run allowed. He struggled last time against the Dodgers. He gave up 3 home runs. 3-2. But Hoglund's numbers start suffering around the 5th inning. He has a 1.50 ERA in innings 1 through 4, and then a 9.64 ERA in the 5th and 6th. See if that holds true tonight. Ward bounces one to the hole. It's Wilson with a backhand, and the off-balance feed is in time to get Taylor Ward.
Really nice play by Jacob Wilson. Very similar when we showed highlights of Zach Neto last night. Similar play, and a lot on that throw on the backhand.
So 2 outs, and now Logan Ohapi is the batter, lined out his first time.
He took a fastball first pitch down the middle of the plate. Thinking he's going to be taking first pitch here if it's anywhere near the strike zone. Going the other way very effectively this season. 8% more.
There's a rocket out to left. Down the line into the corner. If it's fair, it's gone. And it's fair. It's gone. And this game is tied as Logan O'Hoppe absolutely crushes one.
He said opposite field what? He hammered that one to left. Giving him out 11 home runs on the season. Got a lot of the plate on that one. Little sweeper stayed upstairs. And he crushes anything elevated in the strike zone. He hits that one out, ties it up, but that's swing of the bat.
Good shape.
Wow. Got a wow in there. And it wasn't shown a wow either.
109 off the bat. Wow, indeed. That ball was just hammered. No pun intended. Line drive base hit for Darno.
Hammered. That ball was hammered by Travis d'Arnaud. Sweeper, hanging. Tremendous launch angle too. And when you got that kind of exit velocity with that launch angle, that ball is going to be long gone. What a swing by O'Hoppe. What a nice game yesterday. A couple hits. Joins in the home run parade.
It's 381 feet with a 38-degree launch angle, so he certainly hit it high and deep.
By the way, that baseball is 102 off d'Arnaud's bat. There's been some good swings against Hoglund today. The outfielders have made some really nice plays behind him.
This is my favorite. It was a home run in every ballpark, but a hit probability of 79%. Well, how does that make sense? It's a home run in every ballpark.
Well, that means the fans must have made a good catch out there. Take away the hit. They make the catch.
Joe Adell looks at a strike.
Fans must be bringing their gloves and making all those plays.
That's incredible. The Angels even it up here. O'Hoppe with his 11th home run. He is only behind Taylor Ward on the team. Now 1 ball 1 strike on Joe Adell, who grounded out to the pitcher his first time. Angels trying to win their 5th in a row. Would be a new season high long winning streak. A 6-game winning streak last year in the end of June. Adell turns on this one and passes it to Andujar, who throws out d'Arnaud at second. But Logan
hammered. 11th time this season he's hammered a baseball. Sweeper, crushed. 381. Tie ball game at 1.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
between innings, Ron Washington went back out to chat with Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire, about Yohan Moncada's strikeout on first a bad call on a 3-1 pitch, and then a pitch timer violation essentially orchestrated by the umpire on 3-2.
Yeah, and he still had a timeout too. He walked away from the batter's box, and you just knew once he was trying to wave him in, he was hoping he wasn't going to get in there at that time and he was going to bring him up.
Shea Langeliers leads off here in the bottom of the 4th inning, singled and scored in the 2nd. Takes a curveball that just missed from Hendricks. Ron Washington still has not been ejected once as the manager of the Angels. Got ejected plenty of times when he managed the Rangers, but he has said over and over he does not see the benefit in really having these tense conversations with the umpires. And with replay review being as full as it is now, you don't get as much of a chance to yell at the other umpires either, which is too bad.
Yeah. The Earl Weavers of back in the day and Billy Martin say they would be lost here with these replays.
I know. Who would they yell at?
Yes. They'd be calling New York, say, "What are you doing?"
1 ball, 2 strikes on Langeliers, who calls timeout here and was granted such by the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Langeliers. Breaking ball lifted to left center field pretty deep. Paris goes all the way back. He's out near the wall and he leaps up and it's gone. A home run. That was a hanger from Hendricks, and Langeliers deposits it for his 9th home run.
Middle of the plate on that curveball. Just like that, the Athletics back on top. Langeliers already 2 hits in this game now. That just kept drifting and drifting and drifting. You thought at some point Kyron Paris was going to get back there, but it just kept going and going and trying to get that feel for the wall. Now, we talked about that warning path being a little bit deeper and wider than anyone else.
And Duhar hits this hard to left field. Ward gets turned around a bit and it's over his head. A double for Andujar on a ball that should have been caught by Taylor Ward.
Towards the end of the bat, still hit pretty hard, but he was right underneath it, unable to make the play on it. You see him spin around there, and then he's unable to get to that baseball, just like that. Man in scoring position. After the Athletics take the lead now with a runner in scoring position now.
It's one of those plays that ends up being scored a hit when really it shouldn't be. That was a play that should have been made. Hit probability on that was 25%. I mean, Ward has to catch that. But it does go down as a double. Here's Nick Kurtz as he fouls one off. 1 ball, 1 strike on the 22-year-old Kurtz. Not even a year past being drafted. He was an early round pick, a first rounder, number 4 overall. The Angels had the 8th pick last year and used that on Christian Moore, who was sent to AAA Salt Lake today.
3 hits in the game already in AAA.
Yeah, 1 for each A. As Kurtz takes ball 2, and well, it's the next step, the last step before the big leagues for last year's first round pick. So Christian Moore is a step closer now.
He can hit. There's no questioning that.
At the knees, a strike to Kurtz, 2-2. Angels also sent Robert Stevenson to AAA to continue his rehab assignments. He's getting a lot closer too.
That'll be huge for the bullpen to have him back. Dominant self he was, especially when you go back to that last couple months when he was with Tampa.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Kurtz, who had a base hit his first time.
Had a good swing at that one. Another pitch was kind of more the heart of the plate for Kyle Hendricks.
Kyle Hendricks back in Southern California. As Kurtz gives one out to left, pretty well hit, and that's going to go. It's a home run for Kurtz to the opposite field. So Kyle Hendricks giving up some well-struck balls in this inning. First a homer by Langoliers. And Andujar doubled over Ward's head, and now Kurtz to the opposite field, his second major league home run.
Yeah, Kurtz and Langoliers both 2 for 2 in this game, both with home runs in this inning. Sinker to assist stayed up. He's able to get that good swing go the other way. That's a pretty impressive swing for a young hitter like that. Didn't try to pull that one. The ball's going to carry well in this yard.
Hit it a long way for a pitch that was off the plate away. 106 miles an hour off the bat. Hit it out 392 feet. So the Angels trail by 3. A lot of baseball left tonight, though, in a place that is home run friendly. As Luis Arias fouls one off. The Angels have been hitting their home runs during this winning streak. Angels have hit 10 home runs now in their last 5 games, so we'll have plenty of chances to battle back here tonight, only down by 3.
The starters have really thrown the ball well in the whole month of May, and now it's up to the hitters to pick them up here.
This is only the 3rd time in the last 21 games that an Angels starter has given up more than 3 earned runs. We're talking a 3.5-week span here as Hendricks strikes out Arias, that the starters have been keeping the team in the game each night.
And you go back to a couple different curveballs. One to Rooker that he got him looking, freeze it, gets the upper part of the strike zone, but it's on an edge upstairs. Then against Langoliers too, with 2 strikes on him, this curveball works its way down the middle of the plate, and he was able to lift that one out to dead center field. So more of the plate on that one as compared to one he threw the Rooker at the top part of the zone.
Strike 1 to Blade, who popped out his first time. The Angels in a hole now, but still plenty of opportunities left to keep striking against this A's pitching staff. Blade pops this one up. Neto goes all the way out and ends up making the catch over a sliding Paris. Neto is so good going back on the ball that's in the air. Just kept right on tracking there, and Paris never really called him off.
Yeah, I mean, you see Paris, he's playing pretty deep in center field because the baseball's been carrying well. That's a long way out to make that play. Neto can cover a lot of ground on those pop-ups.
He's one of the best in baseball at going back from the infield to the outfield and catching a pop fly. As Butler takes a strike, Neto has made some superb catches doing just that. And a good play there to retire Blade. Butler had a double his last time.
Yeah, I often think about Andrelton Simmons, how good he would go back on pop-ups, how much ground he could cover. He's with the Halos. Obviously did the same thing with the Braves, but he covered so much ground. Zach Neto does the same thing.
Simmons, a Gold Glove winning shortstop during his time with the Angels, and wouldn't be surprised to see Neto add his name to that list at some point. Strike 3 called to Butler ends the inning, but the A's with 3 extra base hits to lead off scored 3 runs to take the lead.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. One little, are you sure? He gets stuck before he even got started. But Jesse's changed because of Thumbtack. With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire. And his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
I started noticing hair loss here.
I didn't want to go bald. I needed to do something.
The HIMS process was super easy. I spoke to a provider. They gave me a prescription specific to my hair loss.
You wake up, you put your HIMS in, you're out the door.
And then it grew.
I didn't expect so much hair to come back.
Finding HIMS changed my life. Start today at hims.com.
Come celebrate D23 Day at the Big A Sunday, May 25th. First 23,000 fans in attendance will receive a limited release D23 Stitch water bottle. For more information on D23 Day and the Stitch water bottle, visit angels.com/promotions. It's ball one to Renifo, leading off the fifth inning against Gunnar Hoglund, who's been pretty good so far tonight. Mentioned though in the fifth and sixth innings he's been roughed up in his first few starts, so we'll see if that continues tonight. So the Angels now trail by 3. 2-0 on Renifo to start this inning.
And for a bullpen that has struggled most of the season, although they pitched well last night for the Athletics, let's try to get to that bullpen and see how much damage you can do.
Even Mason Miller has been struggling lately, so see how that goes for the A's, who've lost 6 consecutive games. The Angels have won 4 straight, and they're tied with one another right now. A lot of pitches taken right down the middle again tonight. We've seen the Angels do so much better at striking out less and walking more, but the first 2 games of this series, it's gone back to how it had been. The Angels so far have struck out 18 times, walking only once in the first 13 innings of this series.
And there was a little bit of concern about that coming into the series after that great job they did being patient against the Dodgers staff.
3-2. Renifo floats one toward foul ground. Long run, but it lands in foul territory as Soderstrom couldn't get there. So it'll be 3-2 on Renifo after a quick drive with Hyundai.
Charge up to 178 miles in just 15 minutes. How it should be.
He's wearing their golden jerseys tonight. A jersey that they brought back into the mix this year. Three balls and 2 strikes the count on Renifo. Flied out to the left fielder his first time. Renifo battling here, making Hoglund work to start this 5th inning.
Yeah, he usually settles in around that upper 80s, 88 to 93, 4 range as far as his outings. Still pretty manageable at 65 so far here into the 5th inning.
Inside out swing and a foul ball. Renifo continues to spray the ball around here with a chance to reach base and get something going for the Angels. Only have 1 run on 3 hits in 4 innings tonight. Hoglund 8 pitches in this at bat alone. This will be number 9. Another bouncing ball foul.
Renifo over the last couple of seasons, a lot of hits the other way.
Hoglund going to the fastball here just to try to put him away, and Renifo's fouled all of them off. 10th pitch of the at bat. Another foul ball.
Another fastball too. I keep thinking he's going to drop a changeup in on him.
Eric Young Sr. looking for someone to hand that ball off to. Now the first base coach, Bo Porter's to third. Angels flip-flopped their base coaches recently.
Been a battle here. Usually you think the hitter wins those battles the more pitches you see, because he's going to get something in the middle of the plate at some point. It's been a lot of really good pitches even on a 3-2 count.
This will be the 12th pitch of the at bat. Renifo lines one to right. That's going to get down a base hit. So the at bat, a long one, a battle for Renifo, and he wins it with a 12-pitch single to right.
And you knew at some point there would be a mistake, and that was a sweeper upstairs. That far away as far as the location that pitch did, Hoppy hit out of the ballpark. Sweeper upstairs, line shot for Renifo. Did a nice job of keeping his hands back and lining that one.
Really taxed the pitcher there. Hoglund now at 70 pitches. He was at 58 to start the inning. Here's Kyron Paris, who walked his first time. Only walk drawn so far by an Angel in this series. Then he stole a second. Close play at first as Renifo dives back.
2 stolen bases in 3 attempts against Hoglund so far this year.
Won tonight by Paris. Renifo had 24 stolen bases last year, which was by far and away his career high. He has not been running as much this year. A lot of hamstring issues early on. Ball 1 to Kyron Paris. It's turned into a nice evening here, and the sun really bakes you during the day.
Just a little bit.
The Sacramento area, but turns into nice nights, at least now. 2-0. We'll be right in the oven, though, when we come back here in August.
Be a nice, comfortable dry heat, though.
Yeah. I think Stomper's going to have a tough time in that.
Yeah.
In that elephant outfit.
Patience so far in this game for Paris against Hoglund.
Ball 3.
Ooh, that was a good pitch there, not called a strike.
So Paris worked a walk his first time. Has the count in a satisfactory place here, 3-0. And ball 4, so 2 walks now for Kyron Paris.
Already now you have that tying run coming to the dish, and the guy who's got the power to do so. And Zach Neto has really been attacking the base. We'll take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And you see those impact points, 31 of those hits where he's getting those baseballs out in front. He's got 16 singles, 7 home runs. He's going up there with that swing right now where he's at the compact and impact points. It's so consistent out in front and doing a lot of damage.
Goes after the first pitch here and lifts it off the end of his bat to left. Easy play for Soderstrom and a big out for Hoglund. So 1 out. Nolan Shotwell, our Verizon reliable performance. He has been quite reliable so far in the month of May. 3 extra base hits in a game last night. The youngest Angel to do that since Mike Trout.
And all those hits were over 103 miles per hour exit velocity last night. 9 times he's done that already this season. His 4 in his career before that.
He's at 373 since May 3rd, and he's become pretty reliable against the A's. He has 12 RBIs and a 317 average in 18 career games against the green and gold. He's got the count in his favor here. 2 balls, no strikes. And this 5th inning so far has gotten a little bit dicey for Hoglund. See if the Angels can tack on a couple runs here. Ball 3 to Shotwell. Yohan Moncada on deck. Did you turn him loose here?
Yeah, the way he's swinging the bat. He has such a good idea of the strike zone. I definitely would, because he knows what pitch is going to be one he can hit and one he'll lay off of.
And one at the bottom of the zone for a strike. So it's 3-1 now on Shotwell.
That was a pitcher's pitch. You don't want to go after that one. More than likely, you're going to hit that ball on the ground. You're looking for something you can hit in the air. That's a good take. That's why he has that control of the strike zone so effective.
Shotwell with a homer and 2 doubles yesterday, and he takes strike 2 on a pitch that looked off the plate.
He's hearing it in there in the dugout again, Fletcher. Close though. It's on the shadow part of it.
So Hoglund has worked his way back to a full count. After a base hit and a walk started this inning, the Angels are trying to fight back. Down by 3. Shotwell taps one toward the right side. Only played a first here. And Arias with an underhand retires Shotwell. So 2 outs and the runners advance, but he'll take a 2-out hit to get something going here.
Yeah, I mean, that was close enough to the strike zone. Pretty good changeup, a gutsy pitch there by Hoglund. That was a good one too. A good changeup.
So Renifo now at third base and Paris at second.
So far it's been tough for Moncada against Hoglund.
Well, last time he had the bat taken out of his hand, so we really don't know if he would have been able to come through there or not. Looked like he worked a walk, but strike 2 was called beneath the zone, and then strike 3 was called in a pitch timer violation after Moncada walked out of the box, upset with the 3-1 pitch.
Long conversation out there, because even prior to that pitch was out of the strike zone, that 3-1, which should have been a walk. He's done a nice job as far as using his changeup against Moncada, but that changeup on the inner half of the plate, that ball is going to be crushed hard and tie ball game.
Angels would take even a base hit here just to make it a one-run game. Good speed out there at second base. Hoglund goes to his windup and misses with ball one. Coming up on a 25-pitch inning here for Hoglund. In just his 4th major league start, he's trying to get through 5 innings. He's behind Moncada 2-0.
Still think there's a good chance he's throwing a 2-0 changeup here.
That ball is crushed way back to right. It's going to go past the trees. It ties the game. An absolute bomb by Yoan Moncada.
Hakuna Moncada. That he won't pick that up on the way back by the bridge. You're talking about jumping on a pitch. That was 108.7. I guess that's why they didn't let him swing last at bat. Oh my, that ball was crushed. 439. As Earl Weaver would say, that's the best play in baseball, the 3-run home run.
Now the big leagues have come to Sacramento, and that was a big boy home run from Yoan Moncada.
That is massive.
Cannot believe where that landed. I mean, it might be bouncing on the Tower Bridge all the way back toward regular Sacramento. This is West Sacramento, you know.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike on Taylor Ward.
What a swing. He went high fastball on this one. He was ready. It's just a matter of how far it went.
The reaction from the dugout.
That sound must be unbelievable down there. Oh, it's even good up here.
I mean, look at this.
Oh, all the birds up in the trees were scattering.
Here's a fly ball to left field from Taylor Ward. Soderstrom back to the track, and it's over his head on a leaping try. Ward trying for second base, and the throw pulls Urias away, so Taylor Ward cranks a double. And the Angels have the go-ahead run now in scoring position.
Oh, had some carry to it also. Change up, it stayed up enough over the plate. Ball came right back to his glove, and that could have been a lot closer play. I don't think anybody anticipated. That's it for him now.
Now once again,
mention that 5th inning again.
5th inning, yep. So Gunnar Hoglund unable to finish the 5th, gives up the lead, and now it's all tied up in Sacramento.
Right this second, at some drive-through somewhere,
I'll have a...
someone really wants a soda. Which just feels like a whole lot of sugar to have in broad daylight.
Hello?
She's thinking.
Are you okay?
I'm thinking.
See? What if there were a better soda?
Hurry up!
Okay, I'm gonna freak out. It's a drive-through, not a confession booth. Show up a poppy, please.
Okay, wait. 5 grams of sugar? That's actually an amazing call.
Good, right?
Uh-huh. It is good.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old-school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. See if Sparks are right for you at ro.co/sparks.
Here from Yoan Moncada. Watch the bench behind him.
Where is that baseball going? Soler has the best reaction on that one. He's like, oh my.
And Neto is falling over himself.
They want to see what tree he's knocking down.
You gotta yell timber when you do that. Here's Logan O'Hoppe as he faces Justin Sterner, who's really been the best of the A's relievers. And they're going to him right away here in the 5th inning.
Already his 23rd game. Fastball 92-96. There's a cutter and a sweeper.
One ball, one strike on O'Hoppe. Sterner got into a couple of major league games with the Rays last year. The A's picked him up, and he's only allowed 12 hits in 22 innings. Actually, he's given up more walks than hits. Mentioned this A's pitching staff leads the majors in walks. It was Paris who drew one of those walks in this inning to help set up this rally.
Yeah, 2 walks in the game for Cameron Paris so far.
Angels had 2 on, nobody out. Neto and Shonowell were both retired. And then Moncada tried to injure some of the forestry out there in right field. Beyond right field, it over the berm. Three and one on O'Hoppe. And a line drive to left. That's a base hit over Wilson's head. Ward heads for the plate. Soderstrom throws it home. It's a one-out throw. Too late. Angels take the lead on a base hit by O'Hoppe.
He's had himself a good series already. His 4th hit of the series so far for O'Hoppe. And a home run, his last at bat, an RBI single, just like that. A crooked number. Halo's in the lead now. Fastball up. Again, you throw a fastball up or anything up against O'Hoppe, it's going to be hammered. Soderstrom did a nice job of charging that baseball. Pretty good throw to the plate. That's a former catcher. So you know he's got a pretty good arm out there.
All the runs charged to Hoglund. Now Darno fouls one back. That's why after the A's took the lead in the bottom of the 4th, scoring 3 runs. Well, whatever. I mean, this is an A's pitching staff that has been one of the worst in baseball over the last couple of weeks. They have an 8.25 ERA over their last 19 games. You can't sweat a small deficit in this ballpark against this pitching staff. And the Angels have quickly responded with 4 runs.
After the Athletics score 3 right back, you look for that shutdown inning, and the Angels respond with 4. Very similar to what we saw at Dodger Stadium with the offense.
Now Kyle Hendricks will go back to work with the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Darno whiffs on that, and the Angels bullpen might be a little bit light again tonight. All these close games lately. But Ron Washington kind of alluded before the game that he thinks they would have Kenley Jansen if there was a save scenario today.
Well, if there's a save scenario, Kenley Jansen might run in on his own.
That's what Wash said. So he's just going to stay out of the way.
Yes.
The big guy comes floating in out of the bullpen, and that's how it is. O'Hoppe's running, and Darno hits a fly ball. Soderstrom in left center field makes the catch. So the Angels with a big inning and a long home run. What a blow by Yoan Moncada.
All right, so that's 1 pair of glasses.
Yep.
With prescription lenses, plus anti-reflective lens coating.
Oh.
Scratch-resistant coating.
Did I choose?
UV protection. Award-winning customer service.
That's me.
That's also me. Free returns, free exchanges, and free frame adjustments for life.
And how much more is that?
Oh, it's all included at Warby Parker.
So my glasses
are still just $95.
Oh.
Surprise! I just get excited.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Well, this is bad news for the A's with Jacob Wilson due to lead off the bottom of the 5th. He's headed for the clubhouse area out in left center field.
Well, you just hope he's okay. He got hit in the wrist by that pitch from Kyle Hendricks. You hope he's okay. Dynamic young player. You want him playing every day.
So Max Schumann will be the pinch hitter here for Wilson. Remember, Wilson got hurt against the Angels last year. He made his major league debut and got his first major league hit, and then he got injured running the bases. Strike one to Schumann, who is the pinch hitter, and he'll take over at shortstop leading off this 5th inning. So the Angels are back in front. It's 5-4 after some runs are gone on the board here. 3 in the bottom of the 4th for Sacramento and 4 for the Angels in the top of the 5th. 1 ball, 1 strike on Schumann.
Still looking at it, see where that baseball was crushed by Moncada.
Said it was 439 feet. I don't know if StatCast, how wired up this place is, if it's as accurate as the major league stadiums.
That was way over the trees out there.
It was a hefty blow. I mean, almost at that light tower out there beyond right field, beyond the trees, beyond the berm. That is a big boy home run in a minor league ballpark here in Sacramento, the home of the River Cats.
Got a good guy to keep off the bases. He can really, really run.
Broken bat roller going to be a tough play for Neto. The pick, the throw, he got him.
Well, if he was able to keep his foot on the bag, that was some good footwork there by Shonowell. A lot on that throw. We talk about, and Ron Washer would say, well, he just gets enough on the throw. What's he called? Like direction going there at the first base? There's a lot of direction on this one. Got a lot on that one.
Neto had his hardest throw of the season last night, and I wonder if he just got a new PR for the season tonight as well. Well, 2 to Soderstrom. I'm trying to get my internet to work here in the Fivium Fiber press box. Meanwhile, let's go down to Erica.
Yeah, Zach Neto, a good night as far as the defense is concerned last night. If you ask Wash, it's not the strength. He just calls it proper form. But a lot of those throws for Neto was overcoming the mental aspect of it. He said before the game today, it's gone. At first, it was kind of when he threw the baseball, kind of hurt, maybe feeling a little sore a few innings later. We know he's healthy, but he said it's starting to go away. But a big part of that has been his teammates talking to him in between pitches, in between at-bats, making it a lot easier just to get that shoulder off of his mind, get the arm off of his mind. So big praise to his teammates for helping him get over that mental hurdle as far as the defense goes.
He's really throwing some pretty firm throws to first base, including that double play last night with Fee from Rengifo. Got a lot on that off-balance throw there too. Schumann can fly down the line.
It was a very good throw by Neto for that out. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Soderstrom. So the Angels holding a lead here behind Kyle Hendricks, who can get himself in line for his 2nd win. He beat the Tigers on May 3rd, throwing 7 2/3 innings in that game. Remember what Gooby said earlier, he's averaged over 6 innings per outing here over his last 3 starts.
I was wondering, I was thinking of terminology for Hendricks, the professor. He saw that swing by Soderstrom, that pitch before. It was a changeup off the plate, and he chased it. So what did he try to do? Try to get him to chase the fastball above the strike zone. That's the kind of pitcher Kyle Hendricks. He's reading swings and chases.
3-2, and I think that's why his numbers get better as the game goes along, because he's out thinking the opponents at this stage in the game. Talk about that 3rd time through the order where the hitters are supposed to have the better idea, but it ends up working in reverse with Hendricks. He's the one with the better idea at this point in the game.
Nice play by a fan over there. Again, he swung at that pitch. That was about 3-4 baseballs off the corner. He deserved a little fist pump on that one.
Yeah. 3-2 on Soderstrom. Fly ball to left center field. Paris is chasing it. He's calling for it. He's on the track and he makes the catch.
And the hit so far against Kyle Hendricks has been middle and it's been upstairs. The pitches and unable to get to those spots, staying up. When you see line drives like this, they're staying up so that you can make contact, even though some of them weren't necessarily high velocity off the bat. They're in the middle of the plate and elevated so you can make good contact with it. But if they're down in those directions, he's going to get those guys out towards the end of the bat.
2 outs, and the batter is Rooker, who's 0 for 2. And he lines one the other way for a base hit. So it's a 16-game hitting streak now for Rooker against the Angels. And there was another pitch that was up.
And another one of his pitches, middle part of the plate and up. You can make contact with it. He was trying to go off the plate, bring it on the outside corner. You can tell by his reaction on that one.
Brings up Langoliers, who has 2 hits, a single and a run scored in the second. Homered his last time.
That was on a curveball that was stayed up and out over the plate.
Hendricks has allowed a 609 OPS third time through the order. And a strike to Langoliers. It's the best of his 3 turns through the order that third time around.
It's where he really counts on his battery mate right here to get him through this 5th inning. Travis d'Arnaud.
This will be his 80th pitch. And a slow roller toward Neto as he charges again, makes the pick and the throw to end the inning.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent.
Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Enjoy summer vibes and fun in the sun at the Big A during Beach Weekend. The first 25,000 fans Friday, June 6th will receive a City Connect Hawaiian shirt courtesy of Jersey Mike Subs. Visit angels.com/promotions today.
It is the sum above.
No question about that. There's Schumann taking over at shortstop for Wilson after he hit for him in the last half inning.
Well, you just hope that Jacob Wilson's going to be okay.
Joe Adell leads off the 6th inning with the Angels in front. They scored 4 times in the 5th.
As I recall, Max Muncy was his teammate at Thousand Oaks High School.
The A's Max Muncy.
Yes,
the younger one.
Yes, yes.
Swing and a miss by Adell. Max Muncy of the A's made his major league debut this year, and he's at AAA right now. The ball's 1 strike on Adell. He gets hit by
got
a
hit in
pitch.
the hand there too. It looked like
So Adell will take his base after his hit by pitch. A's dugout wanting to make sure that it hit Adell and not the bat.
It looked like it got him right on the hand.
Yeah.
You can always challenge that, but they're saying no.
Well, all the kids at Corona High School, they have put together the best high school baseball team in the country.
by a lot.
They're going to have 3 top 10 picks, it looks like.
Dino Evil's son's on that team, too.
The Angels have the number 2 pick. It's possible they take one of the kids out of Corona, but see how that all shakes out when the draft happens in July. But Corona High School is going to have 3 top 10 picks in the first round, it would appear at this moment.
Reminds me of another Southern California high school team a number of years ago. That Chatsworth team had Mike Moustakis. They were number 1 in the nation.
Swing and a miss by Rengifo. Had a good at bat his last time. Started that rally in the 5th inning. Took 12 pitches and he punched a base hit against Gunnar Hoglund to get things moving for the Angels in that 5th inning as they took the lead.
It gets him locked in after a nice long at bat like that.
2 balls and a strike. Dodgers lead Arizona tonight 1-0. That game heads to the 7th. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has a no-hitter through 6 innings. He's at 90 pitches, so the Dodgers are probably going to have to use their bullpen some to get through the end of that game. Rengifo got tied up there on a cutter.
That's a pretty good break on his cutter.
Seattle just lost. They were beaten by the White Sox 1-0. Seattle had started their long road trip 4-0.
They had bases loaded with 1 out in the 8th. They did not score. Lost 1-0.
Game was started by Adrian Hauser for the White Sox, who they signed him earlier today.
Come on in. You're the next contestant.
Tigers held off the Cardinals tonight 5-4.
Is that a Scooble win?
He didn't get the win, but he started. Rengifo almost got hit by that pitch. It's a full count.
Serious footwork.
Padres lost again 3-0. San Diego has not had a hit with a runner in scoring position since the Angels were there last week.
Joe Dell's not been running a whole lot, but I don't know if he's going here 3-2. Last couple of bats, Rengifo has seen a lot of pitches. Working his way to 20 pitches his last 2 at bats.
Full count. And there we go again. So Rengifo has worked himself up into a couple of long at bats here tonight. This will be the 22nd pitch he has seen. He hits it right up the middle, but right at Schumann, the shortstop. Steps on second, and the throw to first was too late.
Yeah, it took a little more time. Getting him to be in a break.
Yeah, he didn't have tremendous urgency running to the bag at second there.
Instead of 2 outs, you still have a man at first base now. And the way the defense was set up, though, you have to take that yourself.
He was pretty casual about it, though. Ended up being a bang-bang play at first, and Rengifo running hard down the line beat it out.
That was extremely close.
0-1 to Paris, who has walked twice today.
By the way, no hitter gone. Way to go, Wayne. We'll blame it on you.
Sure, Angel fans don't mind. Two balls, no strikes on Paris. Dodgers are still in first in the West by a half game over the Padres and a full game over the Giants. And Arizona's only 3 back.
Well, it's a great eye working here today for Cameron. Or you know what? Ricky Henderson walked a lot too.
He sure did.
Trust me on that one.
Got on base quite a bit, that guy.
Just a few times. To steal over 1,400 bags.
Touched home plate more than anyone in the history of the game. There's a strike to Paris, 3-1. Sterner about to throw his 25th pitch. As he entered in the 5th inning, the A's have been dreadful this year at keeping inherited runners from scoring, and Sterner gave up the one inherited guy. Got the call there on the inside corner, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, that was a strike on that one. There is a strikeout in the game for Paris, so you wonder if Rengifo is going to go here. Long talk with Eric Young Sr.
Full count.
Not going. That was off the plate.
Called a strike.
Oh, that's off the plate again. I mean, that's not close to a strike there. That is not close to a strike.
Harris thought he had his third walk of the game. So 2 outs, and now Neto's 0 for 3 today. He's flied out to left twice. That's in the same spot.
Same exact spot.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's one thing to call it on the first pitch of the at-bat. On 3-2, that's the difference between a man on base, first and second.
The top of the order up, too.
Instead, it's 2 outs and a runner on first. Two balls, no strikes on Neto. See if he muscles up here. He took a couple of strikes earlier with the count in his favor. And he pops this one straight up. Down the right field line. It is caught by the second baseman, Urias.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out. My goodness.
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck. 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches with an attitude.
They're still on their feet for Paul Skeens.
Everyone wants to watch this guy.
Must-see TV for me.
6'7", top 5 exit velo, #1 arm in the sport.
There's a cruise missile. More fireworks.
He can go out there to center field, relax, and I think this is a 30-30 guy this season.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party.
Oh my. This guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
Angels Baseball and FanDuel Sports Network brought to you by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga. Conveniently located off the I-15 in Temecula. And by UCI Health. Compassionate expert care for everyone in the region. Learn more at ucihealth.org. Yohan Moncada annihilated that ball. It was a 3-run homer to tie the game in the 5th inning. The Angels got one more run after that. They have the lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th as Miguel Andujar is the batter leading off. Shows bunt, takes ball 1.
That's a strike on the corner.
Andujar had a double his last time, although it was a ball that should have been caught in left field. Showing bunt again. He takes.
And he calls that one a strike.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but he was up there thinking about bunt because he can hit the ball. He's hit the ball hard throughout his career against the Angels.
So far tonight, too. He fouls this one off his foot. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Especially because Kyle Hendricks fields his position extremely well. He'll take that bunt attempt.
Maybe he saw the numbers 3rd time through the order for Hendricks.
Yeah,
Said, forget it. Here's Reed Detmers. He's been better out of the bullpen over his last few outings. Angels might need him to get some big outs tonight. Don't think we'd see Zephyr-John tonight. We might see Jansen in a save situation. Looper to the right field side. It's Adele chasing it as it lands foul.
Not a lot of foul territory there, too.
It's now certainly not like the Coliseum in that sense.
No, slightly different.
Have a pretty healthy amount of foul territory behind home plate and near the dugouts, but that's it. Coliseum was mammoth in foul ground.
I wonder if Kyle Hendricks is out there just to get Andujar out, and then you go Detmers after that.
Couple lefties coming up. Kurtz and Blade eventually. Hendricks about to throw his 85th pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Andujar. And he missed for ball 2.
Thing about Kyle Hendricks, he knows how much the bullpen has been used, and he's trying to take it upon himself to get as deep in this game as he can. I think Halo's a chance to win this game.
Hit hard to left. Taylor Ward backs up on this one, and he reaches up as it goes over his head. Another extra base hit for Andujar to left center. And the A's have their leadoff man in scoring position.
Back inside again, and then brought his hands in there very well, and is short on the swing. It's an impressive swing.
6 doubles now for Andujar on the year. And with Detmers up in the bullpen, it's going to stay Hendricks against Kurtz here. Kurtz homered off Hendricks his last time and had a massive cut there.
Yes, he did. He's pretty comfortable. Remember, he went the other way on that home run also.
It was his 2nd major league home run. But many more to come for another big left-handed A's first baseman. Fly ball to the left field side. Ward is chasing after it and makes the catch. That's
that
a
baseball
foul
made
ground.
its way back. Like from our angle right here, it looks like it's going to go foul, but it just kept pushing back and stayed in fair territory.
Well, we were told that could happen here. That outfielders down the lines just cannot give up on the ball because, you know, there's no third deck here to keep the ball from reaching the seats and keeping that wind from really being exposed in the ballpark. Although we look at the flagpoles and it's not terribly windy, but on a high fly like that, we were told that they blow back into play quite often. So big first out for Hendricks, and now he faces Urias with Andujar at second base.
Andujar doesn't run a whole lot. It's 1 stolen base.
Urias had an RBI single earlier, and he has struck out. Hendricks has fanned 3 today, all looking. Pop up behind home plate. Darno tracks it down and makes the catch.
Another one of those soft contact. You know what? He's got a lot of pitches inside, especially on right-handed batters. Really, really effective jamming the hitters. Got in on his kitchen there.
And now with Blade due up, Ron Washington heads to the mound. Blade is 0 for 2 with a couple of pop-ups tonight. He let Hendricks face Kurtz, who homered off him. I don't know if he's going to let Hendricks face Blade.
It's a little slower walk. That usually means I think he's getting the baseball from Kyle Hendricks.
Hendricks trying to talk himself into facing Blade, and it doesn't seem like Wash is going to bite here.
He's going to go, no. I love what you're saying. You are the professor, but I'm the teacher here. I'm the dean.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Hendricks, we talk about the professor, and he's how to manipulate the plate and go off the plate. You see how he runs that sinker in and jams a slow roller, gets it out. Another fastball, 87-mile-an-hour fastball, jamming another right-handed batter. And again, the pop-up last battery face, all at 87, all off the plate, all on the handle of the bat for Kyle Hendricks, the professor.
Good outing for Hendricks tonight, 5 2/3 innings. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 3, and he's in line for the win. 4 runs, 3 of them in the 4th inning, and the man on second, his responsibility here is Detmers takes over. Detmers showed about as much toughness as we've seen from him in that ball game the other night against the Dodgers. And the Angels were very impressed with how Reed Detmers went about it to help them get that win Saturday night. It's in that 7th inning, especially when Detmers a key strikeout of Miguel Rojas with a couple of base runners. What was a real seesaw game on Saturday. Slider over for a strike to Blade.
Dangerous pitch there too, especially for a lefty, because you see that slider upstairs, you're trying to punch that ball the other way. Now he's able to establish with a strike. Now Detmers got that swing and miss slider in the arsenal.
A ball, 1 strike. Nasty pitch to get a big swing and a miss. Showed you the numbers earlier. Blade has crushed lefties so far this year. He's actually had reverse splits.
Yeah, Kyle Hendricks did a great job of keeping him off balance. Pop-ups to shortstop.
Detmers ahead of him here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line drive, shallow right. Adell's in. He dives. He makes the catch and preserves the lead.
Boy, he did a nice job of getting a good jump on that one too. And I'll tell you, that baseball wasn't getting by him no matter what. Going face first on the dive and controlling it.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Morris at the front of the rotations.
The guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
What a moment it was in Houston last year on this date when the Angels' 4 young players aged 22 through 25 all hit home runs.
That is still one of the most amazing things we got to witness down there in Houston. 22, 23, 24, and 25-year-olds all homered in the same game, all in the lineup here tonight. One with a home run, and that be Logan O'Hoppe.
Hoppy's driven in 2 runs tonight. Moncada, the other 3 with his long home run. Adell with a great diving catch to end the 6th inning. Now it's Shotwell with a fly ball to right center. Butler on the move toward the wall as he makes the catch.
Butler's really turned into a fantastic outfielder too. Had a good jump on that one.
Moncada, our Arco top tier play. Well, if there was a top tier in this ballpark, he would have hit it.
That was just absolutely crushed. Two more home runs hit by the Halos tonight, giving them now 69 on the season.
It's the third most in all of baseball. They've done a nice job hitting the ball out of the ballpark this year.
That was good to see a home run with multiple base runners on, all set up by some good at bats. Rengifo worked a long at bat, picked up a base hit, and then a walk by Kyron Paris.
Angels in the midst of a 4-game winning streak as Moncada hits one in the air to left center field, but it's Bleday with some room onto the track to make the catch. A couple of long fly ball outs to start this inning. 2 outs, and we'll take a quick ride with Kia. Angels have hit 11 home runs in their last 5 games. Trying to win their 5th in a row tonight. Taylor Ward has homered in each of the last 3 games. Check swing foul. You know, the Angels have been really good this year in close games. They've gone 12-7 in games decided by 2 runs or fewer. That's 4th best in baseball. And they're actually 1st in the majors in 1-run games. They're 8-2. I don't know if there's anything to that, but you figure with a shaky bullpen it wouldn't be that way, but it has been. They've been able to nail down these close ones.
That's what Ron Washington said. As long as you win by 1 run, you're okay. He would love to win by about 10 runs, but as long as you win by 1.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yes.
2 balls and 1 strike. Fly ball hit to left, hit pretty hard. Soderstrom has it go over his head as it one-ops the wall. Taylor Ward, bidding for another extra base hit, has his 2nd double tonight.
Worked last time too for Logan O'Hoppe. Got a base hit to drive him home. Gives O'Hoppe a chance to pick up another RBI. He already has 2 in the game. Another good swing from Taylor Ward. It's 109 off the bat. There's been some rockets here tonight.
Well, they've hit 3 balls to the warning track in this inning. That's the first one that fell in. Now Logan O'Hoppe, who hit a home run, a massive shot in his own right earlier tonight, takes a strike from Harris, who's walked a lot of hitters. Harris has 8 walks in 13 innings this year and 69 walks in 148 innings in his major league career.
It's a big run out there for the Halos.
0-2. That was a changeup right down the middle. Hoppe has driven in 2 of the 5 runs tonight.
Needs to drop that backdoor curveball. See if he tries a curveball here.
Strike 3 called, and the Angels leave a man at 2nd to end the inning.
Should have used tick pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, tick pick. I thought you said.
Man, these seats.
Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. You should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks. What time is it? Game Time.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
Join your Halos during select games throughout the season for our heritage-themed ticket packages. Each ticket package purchased through angels.com/heritage includes a customized jersey along with a ticket to the game. Fans must purchase through angels.com/heritage to receive the special jersey. And you should, because they're lovely.
Yes, they are.
And so is that Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, a lot of Angel fans here.
Reed Detmers will face the top of the order here. You got two lefties due up, Butler and Soderstrom. So Hunter Strickland has gotten up in the Angels bullpen. I would think that's for Rooker.
Always important for Reed Detmers, anybody out of the bullpen, to get ahead of the count right away. Then you can expand the strike zone and try to get some chases.
Detmers retired J.J. Bleday to end the 6th inning. Blows that 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Butler.
He's been 95 to 97 of late.
He's been on the attack a lot more ever since that 3-game stretch where he couldn't get anybody out. He has come back and bounced back in a pretty vociferous way.
Wow, I'm impressed with that word.
I knew you would be.
I need Webster Dictionary right now.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Butler.
I'm going to go try and break a ball now after that fastball painted.
Breaking ball, and it's hit out to left center. It's playable for Paris, ranging all the way over toward left to make the catch. 1 out.
Tough batter to get out. That's a big out.
Brings up Max Schumann. Just learned another word in between innings. Reading my word of the day, rubiginous. Just means rusty looking.
Thank you.
Not applicable here.
It's way too many words. That's 3 words I need help with.
Max Schumann is the batter. Look at that lit up building in the background. You can kind of say maybe looks that way, or the bridge at night with the golden color to it, kind of a golden brownish color. There's ball 2. It's kind of rubiginous, I think.
You say so. I'll have to agree with you.
2 balls, no strikes on Schumann, who is in his 2nd at bat of the game. Swings through the fastball. We haven't heard anything about Jacob Wilson as far as what's happening with his left wrist. We assume that's why he came out of the game after getting hit by a pitch earlier. Balls and a strike. Soderstrom on deck, and then it would be Rooker. As Detmers falls behind 3-1. With his home run tonight, Logan O'Hoppe now with 11 homers in 47 games for the Angels. Just the 5th catcher, age 25 or younger, to hit that many homers this early in the year. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Gary Sanchez did it in 2018. Johnny Bench did it 5 times.
That's pretty good.
Hitting 11 home runs this early in the season, age 25 or younger. Johnny Bench did it 5 years in a row. Joe Torre did it twice, and Gabby Hartnett.
Right
that strike corner. 3 call. Detmers got the call in the corner.
That was painted. Not exactly where he wanted to throw, but it definitely caught the corner.
Big out for Detmers, 2 away.
That was huge, too, especially with that speed of Schumann. Nice job by Travis d'Arnaud. That was supposed to be a fastball in the outside corner, and instead it's on the inside corner.
Here's Soderstrom 0 for 3. Curveball misses from Detmers. And with Rooker on deck, imagine that would be Strickland's job to face him. Detmers would like it to be the next inning. Two 2-0 on Soderstrom.
That's a pretty good pitch there, though.
Not sure what happened on the receiving end there that didn't get called a strike. Ball 3. Pretty tough hitter on deck in Rooker. Detmer's trying to keep the lead intact. 2 out, nobody on. There's a strike.
96 get over fastball.
He got it over.
Yes.
Good pitch there. Took something off on the slider. 3-2.
Made sure he was able to throw it for a strike. 3-1 gutsy slider.
Did you see that again here?
Yeah, you got to give it a shot, especially because it was a strike too. A chance to get him to chase it, even if it was a little bit off the plate.
Lined it through. It was the slider, but it was up and a base hit. And now Adele kicks it. Paris got it quickly, fires it in, but it's too late at second. Single and an error. Now the A's have the tying run at second base.
This is a lot of the plate there. Nice swing there by Soderstrom on that one, and Joe just took his eye off the ball. Nice backup there by Paris, and he saw that get away and turned on the afterburners.
Now with Rooker due up, Strickland will come in the game. Another big spot for an Angels reliever in the midst of these last 5 games, really going to the road trip starting in San Diego last week. There have been a lot of tense moments. Angels have come up on the right end of a good number of these. They've gone 5-2 so far on this trip. They're trying to steer another one into the garage tonight. Ron Washington holding off his decision here, but he will make the call to Strickland.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
SiriusXM's The Leadoff Spot is now on MLB Network. Join Steve Phillips and former MLB players Xavier Scruggs and Eduardo Perez for a recap of the night's action, preview of the day ahead, plus in-depth baseball interviews all season long on MLB Network.
Tense moment here once again in Sacramento as the Angels have a 5-4 lead on the A's. There's that bridge again. New pitcher for the Angels is the veteran Hunter Strickland, who was really one of their most reliable relievers last season. He signed late. I mean, he was already about a month into the season when he finally signed a new deal for this year. And Strickland now making his 2025 debut.
And he really enjoyed his time as a Halo. He wanted to come back so badly, and it's good to see him back in a tough spot here right away.
Facing Brent Rooker with the tying run at second, and the first pitch hit in the air to right center field. He got under it. Paris is there. He waits. He's got it. And Hunter Strickland, welcome back.
Yes, Hunter Strickland.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
I started noticing hair loss here.
I didn't want to go bald.
I needed to do something. The HIMS process was super easy. I spoke to a provider. They gave me a prescription specific to my hair loss.
You wake up, you put your Hims in, you're out the door.
And then it grew. I didn't expect so much hair to come back.
Finding Hims changed my life. Start today at hims.com.
We got a zombie apocalypse coming. Who is going to survive the longest of your teammates?
Let me think. I think Kenley Jansen. Yeah, I think he knows his tactics. He's been in the game a long time.
I would say Kyle Hendricks. I think he's got the most wisdom and can use it the best.
More importantly, who do you think is going to be eaten first?
Nolan. For sure, Nolan. The zombies will eventually get him.
Goodbye, Nolan?
Yeah, goodbye, Nolan.
Sacramento. That's not even close. I would want to take the over-under on a time and then maybe under a minute.
How did I know you were going to go that way?
I'm assuming that would be everybody's answer. I'm going to take a wild guess.
No hesitation.
That's cold.
Shonowell.
Oh, that was... I couldn't stop laughing at those answers. They were so good.
Travis d'Arnaud will lead off the 8th inning against Grant Holman, the new pitcher for the A's. And swing and a miss on a slider.
Who do you got surviving?
Well, you're the vampire. Well, of course you're.
I'm going after that swing by Moncada today. I think he's got a good chance. They might even run away from the zombies.
That's true.
I was thinking about Soler, but after that swing by Moncada, I'm like, I'm going to go with him. Who do you got?
You think Wash would survive? I think Wash would survive for sure.
We gotta have.
They might even get Wash to be a turncoat.
We might have to get Erica to help us out here. Oh wow.
Gooby, I don't know if you're going to survive though. Lurch is not going to survive against those zombies. You're too tall to run away. Way too tall.
And old and slow too.
I didn't say it.
I'll take one for the team.
One out as Joe Tell bats here. There's Zach Neto, who would not survive a zombie apocalypse, according to Logan O'Hoppy. 1 ball, no strikes on Adele. That's an interesting question, though.
Yeah, just random.
Grant Holman, he might have to cut his hair if a zombie apocalypse happens. You don't want to have any loose strands holding you back.
Got a firm fastball working. He's 93-97, nasty split. You saw that one to d'Arnaud, and also will throw a slider. The best is no hesitation whatsoever. Oh, Jonawell, Zach. not even thinking about that one at all.
Those are the first 2 to go.
They're his boys too.
Chopper to short. Schumann with a high throw, but Kurtz 6'5" over there, able to hold the bag. So 2 outs. Think the zombies would eat Jack in the Box? Maybe.
My Nashville hot popcorn chicken. So much deliciousness starting at $6.99.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
We could just throw all the mascots at him. What about this Stomper? You take one for the team, I think.
Oh, and the Stompers go, no, look at me. Why me?
Toss him right in the fray.
He's go, no. Why the sad face?
No balls, one strike on Renifo. Singled and scored earlier. Reeves threw that splitter. So the A's bullpen, and we've heard about how they've been giving up a ton of runs lately. They haven't given up any in this series. The Angels bullpen has held up too so far in this series. Angels won a 1-run game yesterday, and they lead by a run again today. Bouncing ball, backhand by Urias, and a quick inning for Hoglund.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning, every game night on MLB.tv.
A strong debut at AAA for Christian Moore. He had 3 hits and 2 RBIs tonight.
That's impressive to make that jump up to AA and to be able to come through like that with all that expectations on him. He's putting the ball in play. He's got usually tremendous exit velocity up the middle, going the other way. You want to see some contact made. You know he's going to drive the ball a long, long way at some point, but good swings there.
Nice look too at the new AAA ballpark, Salt Lake City. Everybody says that is a gem. Bees, the new beehive over there in Salt Lake City. Well, Shea Langoliers leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. The umpire stopping play because the music was still blaring. AAA Sacramento, where the Angels and A's playing a major league game, this second of a 4-game series. Langoliers has had a good night, 2 runs scored. He's homered. Strickland just missed the bottom of the zone there.
Pretty good sweeper. He'll throw a cutter and also a 4-seam fastball.
Brock Burke is readying in the bullpen, I would think, for Kurtz, who's due up 3rd in this inning. The expectation was that Kenley Jansen would be available for a save situation tonight.
That's a strike on the outside corner. Call the ball again.
Come on, ball 2. It's in there, and it's 2-1. The Angels have led since a 4-run 5th inning.
Langolier's got a short, compact swing, so he's pretty direct to the baseball. It's going to have to be a really good pitch from Strickland to get him out here.
A nice year last year. The 29 home runs, drove in 80. Fouled that one back. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Langoliers.
Good pitch. He had some run to him. Got in on his hands enough.
Fly ball to left, got under it. Taylor Ward has some space shy of the track. 1 out. And Duhar, who has 2 doubles tonight, will bat after we hear from the California Community Colleges.
Start your future at a California Community College. Enroll today and apply for financial aid at icangotocollege.com.
1 out here in the 8th, and Duhar doubled and scored in the 4th inning. Had a leadoff double in the 6th, but was stranded at second base. Angels trying to win their 5th in a row. Winning streak that started with a clean sweep at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers lost again last night, but they lead Arizona 1-0 into the 9th inning today. Balls at 1 strike on Andujar. That's ball 1. Although the biggest Dodger win tonight probably happened at the Sports Emmy Awards in New York. Congratulations to the voice of the Dodgers and Fox Sports Baseball World Series voice Joe Davis, who took home the Emmy for best play-by-play. That's incredible. Ripped foul, and
his
it's
call
0-2
on that home run by Freddie Freeman. Going to be legendary up there with Vin Scully's call with Kirk Gibson.
I think he owes Freddie a steak dinner.
Maybe. Wait till to go to New York to get that steak dinner.
And Joe's been one of my best friends for 15 years, and could not be happier for him to take home the Sports Emmy. That's unbelievable. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Andujar. Little loop left center. Paris got a good jump. He's there, and he's got it. 2 outs.
That was a real nice slider between a slider and sweeper for Strickland.
Hunter Strickland was incredibly reliable for the Angels last year. He pitched in 73 innings. He had 12 holds, which led the team. He had just a 109 whip last year, which led all relievers. And now Ron Washington is going to bring Burke in to face the lefty Kurtz as Strickland retires all 3 batters he faces.
At least we think that.
Wash must be running a comedy show. Every time he goes to the mound, the pitchers keep laughing.
Kansas City's hot. They are relentless. And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot.
One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things 1 pitch at a time, 1 inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball. This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Of this series tomorrow night. It'll be another 7:05 start. Jack Kohanowitz, who has really turned things around lately, will try to keep it going tomorrow.
Look at that ground ball outs. 25 of them last 12 1/3. It's really been that changeup and the feel for that pitch to go along with his power sinker. Sweeper, slider, four-seam fastball, but the changeup has been really, really good.
26 of them in his last outing. A good one against the Dodgers. And now here's Brock Burke. likely asked to get just one out here. The Angels could have Jansen available. From what we understand, he would come in for a save situation if one is called for tonight.
That's a strike.
One ball, no strikes on Kurtz. Arizona just tied the Dodgers. Gabriel Moreno hit a home run in the 9th inning. Jansen getting loose.
And we knew that was going to be a possibility. If they had that save situation in the 9th inning, you know he's going to jump over that fence and run in there.
Basically, Wash's message earlier was closers close. And Kenley Jansen, a throwback at that position, wants the ball if a save is there tonight. Kurtz with a grounder, Rengifo with the backhand, and this inning is over. 1, 2, 3 in the 8th.
Should have used tick pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, tick pick. I thought you said.
We got hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment. This is the show that never ends.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, the A's are back in their bullpen. The 4th different reliever used tonight, and the 7th different reliever used already in this series is Anthony Maldonado, but the other 6 have not given up a run yet.
Yeah, they've been really, really good, and I don't understand how they have been, because there's stuff that looks electric so far out of the bullpen for the Athletics. Maldonado fastball is going to be around 90-94. Four-seamer throws a lot of sliders, an occasional cutter.
Maldonado was with the Marlins last year. He got sent down yesterday. He got brought right back up today when JT Ginn went back on the IL. The A's bullpen leads the majors in walks. They haven't walked anybody. Harris has walked twice and should have walked 3 times.
Let's see him get back on base with that speed he has.
These relievers have issued 102 walks this year, the most in all the land. It's 2-1 on Paris. Maldonado, just his 2nd big league appearance this year.
Feels like his go-to pitch is going to be his slider.
Harris rips one toward right. Butler has to back off. It's a base hit.
Good swing by Paris. Really a solid all-around game. Could have been on base 4 times tonight. Got a pitch upstairs. Good adjustment. Lines it to right field. Now you have that speed on the bases and at the plate.
I'd love to see Paris just take his base hits. You know, add on some singles and doubles. Take his walks. Doesn't have to just crush everything. He's been on base 3 times, and he has a stolen base under his belt tonight as well. Here's Neto. Paris dancing around, takes off. Throw from Langoliers is up the line. Another stolen base for Kyron Paris.
And that's one of those throws, too. He threw it right at Paris, but it's still just trying to catch the ball. So not unable to apply a tag on him, though. Picked the right pitch. So if he was able to quickly apply a tag, that would have been a real close play. But unable to do so as he's just trying to catch it.
7 steals now for Paris, tied with Neto for the team lead.
It's a big add-on run out there for Zach Neto and the Halos.
Angels did not add any insurance last night, but they held on all the way through for a 1-run win. They'd like a little breathing room tonight. Paris might go to third. Neto drives one out to left center field. That one's going to go to the wall, and Paris is going to make his way home. The insurance run from Neto, an RBI double at 6-4.
What a rocket by Zach Neto. Remember, his first at bat was a rocket, but it was right at Soderstrom. This time he couldn't get back, and that was 104.5. 9th double to go along with his 7 home runs. What a swing. Little spinning breaker ball, and he brought his hands up, and that was a rocket. They're going to walk Shawnerwell. I remember what happened last time with 2 guys on base for Moncada.
Yeah, I mean, the Angels will take the base runner here. That's no problem. So Shawnerwell gets first base. The Angels need more runs here. They'd love to get a couple more. So it sets up Moncada, who absolutely annihilated a 3-run homer earlier.
Remember, that was a pitch that was upstairs. So far from Maldonado, a lot of those pitches have been upstairs.
It's this one off the end of his bat, shallow right center, moving in for it, and Blade ends up playing it on a hop.
Wow.
Well, the Angels catch a huge break. It's a base hit, and they're loaded with nobody out. Now, this A's outfield certainly has had its issues. Blade is dead last in defensive runs saved in center.
I mean, he had the right jump on it, and all of a sudden he just stopped on there. I thought it was going to end up being a routine out. He keeps going. He's got that play.
I don't know what happened there. Maybe he was hearing footsteps from Butler and backed off. Infield is in. Here's Taylor Ward. Strike 1 on a pitch that looked off the plate
again.
Angels are up by 2, and they have 3 on base. Ward's had a good night, 2 doubles and a run scored. His batting average back up over the Mendoza line.
That is some serious add-on runs out there ready for Taylor Ward.
Ball 2.
That tells you right now, if you're Taylor Ward, you got to be sitting fastball, that middle in right now. He's got to throw you a strike.
Two balls, 1 strike. It's in there for a slider that made it through the front door. 2-2. Angels trying to notch their 5th straight win. Bases loaded, no outs. Trying to bust it open. Nowhere near to Ward. Ball 3.
So what does he throw here now? What is he most comfortable throwing for a strike? I still think it's his slider. He hasn't been able to control his fastball.
Full count, bases loaded. Ward breaks his bat, flips one to shallow right. Butler's coming in, he can't get it. Base hit, there's a play at second. And they get the out on Moncada. Neto scores, so it's not a hit for Ward, but it is an RBI, and it's 7-4. Okada sticking around in case the Angels want to challenge the play at second, but they don't.
I don't think he got him for sure. Right off the end of the bat, too, and it was going to be close enough for a strike. He had to go after it. And weird thing about Taylor Ward, he was running off the field there. The ball fell in well in front of Butler, but a nice play again by Butler. Quickly on the one hop and a perfect throw on the force out.
And two guys there at second base. Urias took the throw, so it ends up being a fielder's choice and an RBI. It's 7-4. Now it's a strike to O'Hoppe at the top of the zone. So 1 out, still another man at third base here. It was surprising to see the A's walk Shotwell. What's the point of that? Put another base runner out there. And now he could score as well.
With a big run out there, you just got to keep adding on. This athletic club, they battle at the plate. We know that.
Two balls, one strike on Logan, who has 2 RBIs tonight, including a home run. He's 11th, which put him in some rare company. Catchers his age or younger hitting that many home runs this early in the year. Joined the list with Johnny Bench and Joe Torre and Gabby Hartnett. Gary Sanchez as well.
When you see a chase like that, you got to believe he's coming right back with a slider. O'Hoppe just trying to see if he can drive. We showed how many baseballs he hit hard the other way this season. He's going to have to do that here on a slider.
2-2. He couldn't hold his swing, so a big out for Maldonado on a strikeout. 2 down. We'll see if d'Arnaud can bring in that extra run. The Angels do score 1 more. I wonder if Jansen would then stay in the bullpen. He's ready. He's been warming up. Looks like he's got someone else next to him too. It's Connor Brogdon up alongside Jansen.
Depending on if the Halos can add on here a little bit more so.
Sean Anderson, Sunday's hero in the background. What a job he did against the Dodgers Sunday. Retiring the last 7 in a row to end the game.
And punching out Shohei Ohtani to finish off that effort too. And he struck out Freddie Freeman, which is next to impossible.
Keep showing up. Yes. You just never know.
You never know if it could be a zombie apocalypse at some point.
One ball, one strike on d'Arnaud. He was 1 for 4 tonight with a base hit.
Maldonado throws a ton of sliders. All started this inning with Kyrie Paris with a good swing on a fastball up and away. Base hit, stolen base. Zach Neto with a rocket.
Have to appreciate the rally starter. Usually somebody who puts a good at bat together. There's a liner, but it's caught by Schumann. The Angels do get 2 insurance runs, and it was Zach Neto placing the call to start things off. An RBI double. The Angels take a 7-4 lead to the bottom of the 9th.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. And never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff.
He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth the Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go my zone, Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
The guy's dangerous. Julio!
And going back to our Hyundai key for the game today, the Halos are leading by 3 runs here in the bottom of the 9th. Kenley Jansen on the bump. The distance. Battle to get to this distance, put themselves in position to win the second game of the series and win potentially 5 games in a row. It's been a battle all the way through to the end of this game. Some good swings, solid pitching, and now Kenley Jansen trying to finish off this game, going the distance here.
It's the bottom of the 9th. It's a 3-run lead, and it's Jansen pitching for a 4th time in 5 days. And this is what Ron Washington was talking about earlier. And if there was a save situation, we would likely see Jansen tonight. He wants the ball.
Wayne, this is exactly what he said to his guys down in spring training the first day he walked in. He goes, you know what, every day you're ready. And here he is, speaking the truth.
Ball 1 to Urias. Then it's Blade and Butler. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Sacramento here in the bottom of the 9th inning. As the Angels try to win the first 2 in this series and their 5th in a row overall. There's a strike. What a ride it's been for Jansen. 456 career saves. With his next save, he'll have 10 this year. It'll be his 14th straight year, recording at least 10 saves. Remarkable consistency and durability. As Urias fouls one back out of play.
Notice that Darno was making sure he started going back out of his catching position. You never know if that baseball was working its way back.
Only 3 pitchers in Major League history have had 10 or more saves 14 straight years. Mariano Rivera, Johnny Franco, and Lee Smith.
That's a pretty good guys.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Urias. 2-2 as the cutter missed.
Loves to try to get a chase above the strike zone.
Urias had an RBI single earlier. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
There it was, above the strike zone. The one was a little bit higher. This time right just above that top part of the strike zone for a punch out. His patented cutter above the zone and a punch out.
The first swinging strikeout for the A's tonight. The other 4 were all looking. Here's Blade with 1 out. It'll be Kohanowitz against J.P. Sears tomorrow. Sears has probably been the A's best starter so far.
Yeah, he's been real good for him this season.
We'll see Luis Severino, really the one veteran on their pitching staff, Thursday against Tyler Anderson, who's been good.
Jammed him.
He certainly did. Jam sandwich. And an easy play from Moncada, 2 outs. Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. As the Angels try to navigate their way to a 5th straight win. Starting to inch back up toward 500. With a win tonight, they would pass the A's in the standings and gain a game on Seattle. They'd only be 5 back overall for first. Ball 1 to Butler. Astros and Rangers both lost tonight as well. The Angels hang on. It'd be 2 games behind Texas, 2.5 behind Houston, and 5 behind
Seattle. Him up when he swung at that one.
That was...
Get off of me, swing. He was committed to that cutter. He thought it was going to be out over the plate. That had some serious action to it.
Like he was trying to swat a fly. 1 ball, 1 strike on Butler. 1-2. Kenley doesn't seem to be affected by pitching 4 times in 5 days.
You know what? When you go down and say that, you know you mean you want to be out there every single day. You want to set that example for your bullpen mates.
Jansen trying to notch another save, would be his 10th of this season. Kyle Hendricks in line for the win. Butler loops it over second into right center field.
Broke his bat on it too. Off the plate in.
Now the A's will send Seth Brown to the plate to pinch it for Schumann. Trying to keep this game going with some of their big boppers due up soon.
pinch hit last night against Jansen. He had a pretty good swing too. You remember that ball was hit pretty well to right field.
Jansen will be joined by Darno and the rest of the Angels infield nearby as well.
I think this conversation is about, don't worry about that guy at first base at all. You might even tell Sean Well just to go back and let him take the bag if he wants. Play some defense behind him. I'd be shocked if he's even holding them on.
Maybe he'll balk him to third again.
And you see right there, Sean Wells is telling him, Kenley said to go play behind him. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna play behind him because that's a big fella telling me to do so.
So Brown at the plate batting for Schumann. Butler will take off here. And strike one to Brown. Sometimes with the game a little closer, they'll call that a steal, but defensive indifference or whatever. Butler's at second. And now he's going for third as Brown swings and misses.
I think Kenley would prefer that, actually.
Definitely. Jansen quickly ahead on Brown. It's 0-2. Angels trying to lock down their 5th straight win. And a line drive base hit for Brown on 0-2.
It's 2 straight hits would jammed them. Bring the tying run to the dish now, just like that. There's no quit in this athletic team. That was another good pitch upstairs. You're going to see a lot of jam shots.
Tyler Soderstrom representing the tying run. Soderstrom hit a whole bunch of home runs early in the season. He's cooled off considerably. He has a base hit tonight. He does have 10 home runs overall this year as Jansen laces up to try to get this final out. And Barry Enright's going to pay a visit. Jansen picked up the save last night. Gave up a base hit to Jacob Wilson, but struck out Soderstrom to end the game. He's unavailable Sunday, recorded 4 outs on Saturday. First time pitching in multiple innings this year, and worked. So he's been heavily involved throughout this win streak and trying to finish the job here tonight.
Well, you headed to count back-to-back batters too after getting those 2 quick outs. The head of the count, 1-2. Just a couple hitters just fought off some tough pitches.
Here is Soderstrom, struck out against Jansen last night to end the game. He's the tying run at the plate. Jansen gets the call there.
Little backdoor cutter that got a break on that one.
Well, Jansen will take it. Strikes have been called in unusual spots throughout this game. No balls, 1 strike on Soderstrom. Ren Rooker would bat if Soderstrom keeps going. Angels trying to get to 6-2 on this road trip. Ball's crushed foul, well foul.
There's another cutter on the inside part.
See if Jansen muscles up here.
Might have been that was a slider there that time. That's why he was out in front. Remember, he got him to swing at a cutter above the strike zone last night. See if he can do it again here tonight.
It's 1-2 on Soderstrom. And Jansen couldn't get him to chase. 2-2.
Tell he's gutting it out right now. He's just trying to create different pitches there. He threw a fastball there.
Looking for one last out to close it up. 7-5 Angels, bottom of the 9th. 2 outs, tying run at the plate. And a foul. Still good velocity, 94.
That time he came back with that high cutter there.
Two balls, two strikes, two outs. And it's in there. Strike three called. Say goodnight to the A's. The Angels have made it 5 straight wins. They hold off another close victory. In a 2-run game, they beat Sacramento 7-5.
What a gutsy performance all the way around. And Kenley Jansen picking up save number 457. He had a battle and got it done. Moncada, Hakuna Matata. He deserves that when he is the king with that swing.
It was a long 3-run homer from Moncada earlier. Logan O'Hoppe went deep as well, and it's Kenley Jansen on the 4th day pitching in 5 games, locking it down for yet another save.
I love the fact that he said he wanted to be in this game, and he was in there and picked up another save. He knows how important every win is for this team. There's all these young players, young mates down in the bullpen for him. What a job. Wow, what another game. Ooh.
Angels are now 13-7 in games decided by 2 runs or fewer. They were able to slug their way to another win. They've really been scoring a lot of runs here.
And some power too in the 4th inning. Logan hammered our Toyota players out the game. Hoppe, a home run, a go-ahead single there in the 5th. 11th home run of the season. Yes, way to go, Logan Hoppe. And then in the 5th inning, Wayne, what about this swing by Moncada? That's your tree service right there.
Kyron Paris had a good night as well. On base 3 times, stole 2 bases, scored 2 runs, and on a homecoming too for Paris. He's standing by with Erica Weston.
From Zach Neto once again. Oh, the whole infield came over. KP, yes, it is a homecoming. Fun ball game by you guys tonight, but on base 3 times tonight, a pair of walks too. I know you've been working on some adjustments. What'd you find at the plate tonight?
Really just slowing things down and not being overly aggressive and just making sure I get a good pitch to hit, and it worked tonight for sure.
Were you channeling Ricky on the base paths tonight?
I was, you know, coming back to the Bay Area, you know, just feeling my speed, got a couple back.
How much are you trying to prioritize just getting the base hits right now and trying to get on in any way?
Yeah, with my speed, I know I can help the team in multiple ways. So just getting on base, being able to steal a base and get to second base in scoring position and let the guys hit me in. That's when we score runs, we win. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah, you've had some majestic home runs this season, but what'd you think of Moncada's 439-foot bomb tonight?
Oh, my goodness. That was majestic. Just the way he leaned back on that, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm going to have to go watch it again because that swing was beautiful.
Yeah, it went into the night. Last one, KP, 5 straight wins. Describe the way you guys are playing ball overall right now.
Just coming all together and having a lot of fun. We're all pulling on the same rope, and we're all just having fun, really.
Nice job. Keep it up. Thanks for the time.
All righty. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Angels take another 5 in a row. They beat the A's tonight 7-5. Kenley Jansen with his 10th save of the year, striking out Tyler Soderstrom to end it. We'll be back to wrap it up.
One of the big league closers right here. Top of the food chain, Emmanuel Clase.
Jose Ramirez, one of the most unsung great players in the game of baseball.
Goodbye. That's why he needs his gamer.
Cutter at 100 miles per hour coming at you.
Home run, Jose Ramirez.
Best power, speed, and run production is Jose Ramirez, Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez. He's a complete player.
Ball game. Swing and a miss. Bucket.
You get into the 9th inning, done deal.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
7-5, the final tonight. Angels have won 5 consecutive games. They'll look to make it 6 straight tomorrow for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Another 7:05 start. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Angels Live. Jack Kohonowitz on the mound tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Angels Live postgame is next, presented by OC Navigator with Gooby and Erica. For them and our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo saying good night from Sacramento.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What? Boom.
Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent.
Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
What a night tonight for Yoan Moncada and the Angels, and they're going streaking with 5 in a row, 5 straight wins. The Angels 6-2 on this California road trip as we welcome you to Angels Live Postgame presented by OC Navigator on FanDuel Sports Network. A 7-5 victory with Kenley Jansen closing the door tonight on the Athletics as we welcome you back inside Sutter Health Park alongside Mark Gubasa, Erica Weston. 5 straight. The Angels are having some fun.
Yeah, they're having some fun. The home run ball again. There's some good defense. And Kenley Jansen, I mean, remember we talked about it in spring training. He goes, I'll be ready to take the ball every single day if I have to. And he picked up his 457th career save. You know, Kyle Hendricks did a real nice job battling all the way through. But, you know, Logan O'Hoppe with the home run. But Moncada's shot, wow. And then there's runs because this athletic club will battle you all the way to the end, and they did tonight. But the Halo is able to hold on and win these first 2 games so far.
Well, there's been some great streaks in baseball as far as win streaks are concerned, Gooby. The Twins had a long one. The Angels right now, they have the longest streak in the American League.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what they've been putting together now. I think what it comes down to is the offense is doing what we saw early in the season when they were 9-5 in their first 14 games. They're scoring runs, and the bullpen is getting a little bit better each time out there. We know the starting pitcher can go deep in the game and have been doing a really good job, but now you're seeing some guys in bullpen roles like Reed Depner's going there, Brock Burke, and Hunter Strickland. Strick is back.
Welcome back, Strick.
Yeah, he came in there at a tough spot and did a great job.
He probably is like, yeah, literally, welcome back. I was just here in Sacramento a couple of days ago before he got called up. But, Gooby, you mentioned the offense. Let's go back to the offense tonight. And it was Logan O'Hoppe tonight who opened things up with another home run, his 11th of the year.
Yeah, that baseball was hammered just a little bit. Oh, yes. I mean, at any time you throw any pitch, whether it's a breakable, fastball, elevated in the strike zone, he absolutely crushes it. His 11th home run. And it's amazing what he has done. Ties for the most ever as an Angel in that first 47 games as a catcher. I mean, it's phenomenal what he is doing. He also had a big add-on RBI single, too, after Taylor Warrior hit a double. So some good things to see. It's already 4 hits in this series for Logan O'Hoppe, probably be behind the plate there tomorrow. So just some lineup. You interviewed Kyron Paris. Good job on that. He was given that balance and stolen bases, so he got into scoring position, and the guys cleaned it up.
This is how the Angels were getting some wins when they were 9-5 in the first couple of weeks of the season. Even if they were down early like they were tonight, they're finding ways to come back.
Yeah, I mean, you figure, okay, the Athletics have a 4-1 lead. It doesn't look great for the club right there. They've won, 4 games in a row. They swept the Dodgers, win the first game here. You think, okay, we'll see how it turns out. But they did a nice job against Hoglund. That fifth inning has been an issue for them. It really started, that whole inning started with a long, great at-bat from Luis Rengifo. That was an incredible at-bat there. And then,
oh, my gosh.
We will pick that baseball up on the way back to our hotel today. That ball was crushed 439 feet. That was over 108 miles per hour exit velocity. Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, that was some home run. Taylor Ward adding to it as well with the double. Another extra base hit for him tonight. Gooby, the offense just battling back once again.
Just like you talked about yesterday when you had, got a chance to see some minor league pitching just to get those swing going. But that's the thing that's been really impressive about Taylor Ward. And Logan O'Hoppe just stayed on that baseball. He wasn't thinking home run. He's thinking about an add-on run. Hit that ball really well to left field and picked up another RBI for 2 RBIs in the game, going along with 2 hits and a home run for Logan O'Hoppe.
Yeah, it's not too bad when you've got Logan DHing and Travis behind the plate. He works so well with Kyle Hendricks, but there's just no quit. And as KP mentioned post-game, Gooby, they're all pulling on the same rope right now. We know how much work they were putting in those 3 weeks when things were just not going their way. The bullpen was not doing its job. The offense was just not scoring any runs. Eventually, things were going to click.
Yeah, and going back to that bottom of the order, Rengifo had some good at-bats. Paris had some good at-bats. Set that table up there for Zach Neto, had a big RBI double. So when you have that balance in there, all of a sudden the guys who hit the home runs are going to go up there and provide those extra runs in there. You got Logan O'Hoppe and Moncada today. We have seen Taylor Ward doing it. It has finally stopped that 3-game streaks of a home run, but he had 2 doubles today, so just as effective.
Still swinging the bat really well, and you know what? The Angels win. I think he'll be okay with the fact that he didn't get a home run in this one. It was Kyle Hendricks who picked up the win in this one tonight. We'll go to class with the professor next, dive into his night against the Athletics.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Kelly.
And we built our TimberTech deck.
There's a question if we were able to do this ourselves. We just decided to go for it.
Yeah, I'd say the hardest part of the whole project was just getting the materials out of the truck.
We wanted a product that looked like real wood, but maybe didn't have the same wear and tear as real wood. This is our forever home, so it's great to have TimberTech and have the longevity of the product.
It looks amazing, and now the family can enjoy it for years to come. That's one of the things that we're so excited about.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Anthony Swanson.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Shota Imanaga, it's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki for the grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Angels Live postgame is presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. As Play by Joe Adele in the 6th inning as the Angels get 2 straight over the Athletics, 5 in a row overall after that big 3-way series sweep. I missed the reaction. That's an emoji right there. I'm pretty sure I've used that one in the last couple of days. But way to go, Joe Show. Defense was good tonight. Kyle Hendricks, though, battled out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually when you think about when Kyle Hendricks ever gives up any runs, the first or second inning, but he had that one tough inning, and, Langoliers hit that breaking ball. He threw a really good breaking ball to Rooker, the curveball, to drop the upper part. Langoliers got a little bit more of the plate, but otherwise, he just exactly knows how to pitch. He had all his punch-outs, always looking. Really good pitching as far as that sinker down. He's staying on those shadows and edges throughout. When anything was in the middle of the plate, that's the only baseballs that were actually hit by the Athletics today. But he jammed a lot of hitters. He jammed 3 of them during the course of his effort today against a right-handed batter. So he knows how to pitch. He knows how to set up hitters so well. And when you have an umpire that will give you those corners, which, at times it was not there, then all of a sudden he's got a chance to be really good. Look how they swing at those sinkers off the plate. They see it, read it out over the plate. That late break in there jams them right on the handle of the bat. And that last out there to Travis d'Arnaud, who did a fantastic job with Kyle behind the plate there tonight.
Those two match up so well together. Gooby, I know during the game you guys were talking about the curveball. Some of them were left up a little high. That's how he got hit tonight. Travis d'Arnaud always challenges him to utilize that, but that's what makes him so effective out there, is just being able to dive a little bit deeper in the arsenal.
And Eric, there's no panic. He knows that, okay, I make a mistake there, I can still go out there. He knew how important it was for him to get out there as deep as possible in the game because the bullpen has been used so much. We saw that in the Dodgers series. We saw the game there last night. So he went out and battled very, very effectively. Didn't allow that one break a ball he threw to Langoliers to have any effect on him down the road. Good quality pitches with his sinker. His cut changeup was still pretty solid. He just had a pitch, and he picked up his second win as a Halo. I just love the way he goes out and competes every single time.
Well, you mentioned the bullpen, Gooby. Let's dive in. Listen, it has been tough sledding up until about a week and a half ago, but Reed Detmers comes in relief of Kyle Hendricks, and he's building his confidence right now.
I mean, you're seeing his fastball 95, 96, even touching 97. His slider's been better. I like the fact he throws his curveball, but that was paint right there to Schumann. He thought it might have been out of the strike zone, but that was the lower part of the strike zone, throwing really, really well. It's great to see Hunter Strickland back. We've seen and talked to him so often how excited he is to be back wearing that Halo uniform. Through one pitch, got through that inning, and then all of a sudden you see those good quality between his slider and his sweeper, and I'll tell you what, he loves that baseball. He loves those big moments. A lot of soft contact against him.
Yeah, he was just ready to be able to come in and pitch. How about Brock Burke coming in and being able to close the door tonight? Lefty.
I mean, when you look at his stuff, he can throw his fastball 98. He's got a plus changeup and a very good breaking ball. It's all about command. If he throws strikes, he's going to get the job done. And Kenley, gotta love him. By the way, by the zombie apocalypse, maybe I'm going with Kenley Jansen. You go out there this many times, this many saves, I think he's got a good chance of surviving the longest.
Well, especially once Lawrence Butler got to first base, it was basically like, just go over to third. He's outsmarting the rest of us. He was playing chess out there as far as being on the mound is concerned. Picks up his 457th career save, closing the door. Just a great night all around.
It really was. I mean, you think about this getting closer and closer to 500 mark, but it's all about winning that very next day. They're going to be able to celebrate this win today, but you can already tell the mindset is that after you interview there with Paris, the rest of the guys are going back, how do we find a way to win tomorrow? You got Kohanowitz on the bump, going to get a lot of ground balls. If you're an infielder, you better get your sleep.
Eat your Wheaties tonight in store for tomorrow with Kohanowitz on the mound. We are stepping aside for post-game reaction ahead. How about Kyron Paris in his return home, a homecoming, channeling Ricky Henderson with 2 stolen bags tonight. Angels win 7-5 over the Athletics.
3 for me.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
Angels Live postgame is presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Zach Neto, elite shortstop insurance salesman as well, cashing in on some insurance runs for the Angels as they win 7-5 over the Athletics. We welcome you back inside the ballpark, Erica Weston and Mark Gubicza. Listen, big homecoming when he made his debut for Kyron Paris with the Athletics, playing against Oakland at that point. But Gooby, you know it's special anytime he gets to come back to this part of California, and as promised, stealing some backs tonight.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. And like he had a chance to beat Ricky Henderson. Good job on that on the interview, and he played like Ricky Henderson today. A couple walks, he picked up a stolen base. He actually should have had 3 walks in the course. That's just a great jump out. Quick stolen base there, number 6 of the season, got in scoring position, and then you see how quick he is again. 2 stolen bases, giving him 7 stolen bases so far this season. This is how quick and violent he is.
So how does he channel Ricky on the base pass? Here's what he said pregame.
As far as the base stealing, he always just said be really explosive, and when you're taking that bag, have confidence and slide in violent. He says slide in violent and just always be explosive. That was the biggest takeaways.
Slide in violent,
yes.
Stealing the bases.
That way the fielder's not comfortable. Keeping that tag on. You notice that today when he went in there nice and violently, went in there sliding, there wasn't that tag. It just stays on you through the base. So that was pretty good to see. By the way, there's good to see Kyle Hendricks. Kyle, man.
Way to go, Kyle.
We're just trying to get...
We don't encourage violence unless it's stealing bases.
Yes.
It's Kyron Paris channeling Ricky Henderson. Kyle Hendricks, the ultimate professional, greeting some fans here in Sacramento tonight as we head inside the Angels clubhouse. Yoan Moncada had a great, majestic home run. Here's Ron Washington after the Angels win tonight.
Lineup in the last 2 weeks.
He stretched it out. He stretches it out. Gives you a good at-bat. He makes the pitcher work. And the more he makes the pitcher work, the benefit goes to the next guy. And that's what it's about, trying to benefit the next guy. And that's what he brings.
He was called out on when he was batting. The time expired on him. Seemed like he was a little upset the next time he came up bat. Well, he was more upset when the time expired on him than he was going up there. What he did, he capable of doing. But he was more upset when the umpire called him out because time expired.
What is Kenley? I mean, obviously he's kind of been emptying the tank here the last few days, but what do you kind of make of just what he was doing tonight and getting through these?
Well, that's Kenley Jansen. That's why he has almost 460 saves, because he's a saves guy. When it's time for him to come into the ball game, it doesn't matter how he feels. He knows how to get outs, and that's exactly what you saw tonight.
How much did that Rengifo 12-pitch at bat kind of set the tone during the beginning?
Well, like I said earlier, that's what was happening. We're starting to extend some at-bats, and the more at-bats you extend, the easier it makes for the next guy that comes up to the plate.
How do you feel about Hendricks tonight? I'm sorry. How do you feel about Hendricks tonight?
He did a great job for us. He got us into the sixth, almost got us a full 6 innings. You know, especially after he gave up the 3-run homer. And we got behind, but we fought and got back in the game, and he got us through into the 6th inning. So, no, he was outstanding, too. The pitching was good tonight, real good.
Kyron Paris reached back.
All around, Gooby. Yes, pitching was good.
I love with that he gave, Kyle one more chance to make a perfect pitch, and he did. He ran a fastball in an 87-mile-an-hour sinker in on and got popped up, and Travis Darno caught that pop-up as last batter of the game. So just a nice job to be able to get deep enough in the game to get that bullpen set up from Reed to Strick down to Brockberg. And then, of course, Kenley Jansen. He's amazing. I'll tell you, it's so incredible how he wants that baseball no matter how many days in a row, because he wants to be the guy getting the save, because he wants to set the tone and the example for those young arms down the bullpen.
Yeah, trying to bring that championship winning culture here to the Angels. He knows it so well, Gooby. The Angels will look for 6 wins in a row tomorrow with Jack Ahanowitz on the mound, who's coming off a great performance last time out, picking up the win against the Dodgers.
I'm really liking that changeup. When you go through a Dodger lineup like he did, 25 ground ball outs in his last 12 and a third innings pitch. Now on the season, he has 12 ground ball double plays turned behind him. The changeup is huge for him because that's a good combination. That sinker, changeup, going the outside part of the plate, arm side, both those pitches. He's still got the 4-seamer, throwing a few more of those sweeper slider combo, but I love his changeup, what he's throwing right now.
Yeah, the infield has been electric behind him. They certainly were tonight, and they'll have to keep it going tomorrow with Jack Ahanowitz on the mound to continue this win streak. Fun night all. Kyle Hendricks picks up his 2nd win of the season, and the Angels win 5 in a row. 7-5 your final. Game 3 of this 4-game set comes your way Wednesday, 6:30 for Angels Live pregame. For Mark Ubaza, I'm Erica Weston. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you Wednesday from Sacramento.